Hello, everybody! Welcome to DragonLance Shadow of War, Session 3! So good of you to join us on our epic campaign here. We're about 3 sessions in right now, and if this is your first time coming here and you want to catch up on the other 2 sessions, please go over to the Questline YouTube channel. We've got episode 1 and 2 that should be up there right now, so you can catch up on all the craziness that's been going on, because it has been a lot, everyone. As always, we want to make sure that you know that we are broadcasting from the traditional territories of the Musqueam Nation and recognize the privilege to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands, everyone. Also, be sure to stick around after this this stream, this video on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch, because you will be privy to an exciting bonus piece of content, that of one of the last remaining episodes of Ready to Roll, our flagship show here, wrapping up season 1. So right when this is over, you're going to be able to go there and watch some more amazing, high-quality fantasy stories. It's great. Do us a favor, hang out for a minute. All right, I'm talking weird. Let's move on. Yeah, guys, so we're just gonna jump right into things. I think my players are ready. I'm certainly ready. We've got a bit of a change up in the set here for this episode, because things are gonna get pretty strange, even more so than people being flung out of catapults and everything. But, well, hey, don't touch that rock. But yes, all right, so if everyone's got what they need, as always, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite sets of dice, as we dive into tonight's session of DragonLance Shadow of War. We kick off this portion of the story by wrapping up the events of what happened before, with our party here now knowing the consequences, the after effects of what happened during the craziness that was session 1. You learned that the slaying of those council members was done by one Lord Soth, who was seemingly looking for something within the northern waste, specifically a place called the City of Lost Names. What Soth is looking after, you're not too sure, but you were able to gather some history on this figure, that he was once a disgraced knight that could have been the cause of the Cataclysm itself, this world-ending apocalyptic event that changed the face of Kryn forever. As you kind of connected with Bethge and a few members of Kalaman, you set out on a boat, heading towards these deserted wastelands in hopes of finding hints as to where the City of Lost Names could be. After a few conversations went back and forth on the boat, seemingly Tango and Felix trying to steal stuff from the captain, eventually you arrived at your destination and set off into the wasteland, traversing through various canyon-filled routes. Didn't come across too much trouble, but you came across a discarded campsite that seemed to be of Sylvanesti origin, finding discarded arrows and able to figure out the materials that were made. As you looked ahead and saw a sort of a bend in the ridge, you thought, let's just make this a bit of a faster trip, and decided to put Felix inside of a catapult that Tango made to launch Felix over the ridge and to see what was on the other side.
I regret nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I regret nothing. With Felix having been possessed, although it's a 50-50 partnership, as we learned, by a spirit known as Kadrak, the mouthpiece of Soth, seemingly made a truce with him, and you are currently, Felix and him are kind of sharing a body. Felix, you were hurled over the rocky precipice over into what seemed like a dead end on the other side of that ridge, and you saw a group of elves trying to study this arcane gate of sorts lodged into the wall. And before you were about to plummet into the ground, Kadrak came out of you, possessed one of the elves, took hold of the body, grabbed one of the elves, uses a shield to lessen the blow. You still took some damage, but the rest of your party heard a loud crash, bang. They ran to your aid, and as you all came around the corner, Velzin locked eyes with the elf that Kadrak was possessing, and turns out to be that of his father, who he has not seen in close to almost 5 or so years, I think, at this point. And that's where we ended things. So, we begin session 3 of DragonLance Shadow of War at this point. So, The rest of you have rushed up into this kind of weird dead end in the canyons. The elves are readying their bows at you. Cadrock, posing as Redmond, Velzin's father, ushers out to the group of elves in his father's voice, saying, everyone calm down, this might be friends, let's not act too hasty. Turned around and gave a wink at Velzin, signifying Cadrock is in his body. What would you all like to do?
I need to understand one thing first.
Yeah.
So I know I recognize my father, but I also know that Cadrock is inside of him. That wink and that smile
So you
made
don't...
that clear enough to me.
Yeah, you can make an insight check if you like. I mean, you know your father not be too much of the playful winking type, and you kind of know Cadrock's mannerisms at this point. So...
Okay.
If you want to make an insight check...
It's going to change how I...
Yeah, I also know his father from our weird connected past, so I'm going to roll this as well.
Yeah. You do recognize him as well, Strigid.
Okay. Well, my insight check is a 3.
8. I got an 8, so how we doing?
Yep.
Daddy.
Okay, so...
I don't think I know that he's in there just yet.
The body turns around, it's kind of like a little bit of a wink. What the hell, man? Like, it's like if your father went to get milk and didn't come back for like 5 or 8 years and just shows up as like, what's up, son? And you're just like, no.
No.
So it's completely up to you. How do you take that? Because you're not cluing in that it might be Cadrock at this point because you think maybe he's still in Felix.
You know, sometimes you you walk into a space and then you see somebody there or a group of people there that you certainly would never have expected to be there, and it's like a download that doesn't quite finish. You're struggling to kind of catch up to the reality that's happening in front of you, and I'm utterly stunned as I look at my father. And I start to walk towards him. And in my mind, I just start to remember the man who I thought he was, and how, as an elf, he actually looks very much the same as when I last saw him years ago. He doesn't look like he's aged an hour to me. But I've changed because I've grown up. But I'm still his kid, and as I get closer, the only thing that kind of falls out of my mouth is just Dad. And then silence.
As soon as you look, Dad? Cadrock. Oh no.
I'm gonna get off of the ground. Felix like, I'm so sorry. Thank you for breaking my fall. Cadrock.
Yeah, no, I don't want any part of this. Just like bams out of your dad's body and goes right into Felix's form. Again, you can notice this slight cloud shape emanate out of your father and go right back into Felix. And your dad's form goes, what in wretched gods was that? And just like looks around, takes off this curved sword from his hilt. Shh! Come back here, spirit!
I don't understand any of this, and I'm just while you guys are having your moment, I'm just running over to Felix just to like high fives, and I'm excited. So that's just on the side of this. Yeah! I don't know who this man is.
No, you have no idea.
I just run in to high five Felix.
That was awesome. That was so good. Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Things are about to get very, very weird, Felix. You might want to stitch and just hold on a bit. And as you say Dad and connect eyes to Redmond, Velzin?
What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! All the elves that were cocking their bows and getting ready to shoot just suddenly put them all down.
I raise my hand up to my companions also in a gesture of, ceasefire in case they were thinking of striking, which, I step forward.
Yeah. Step forward. The elven elder in that accompaniment of the shroud and the various leaves, similar to the shroud that, who was wearing the shroud, by the way? That you were wearing. looks over to you and just signals his company to stand down. As he starts to walk over to you, the steps almost echoing amongst the rock walls as this awkward silence is kind of put between you two. Everyone's just kind of waiting in tension to see what's going to happen. As he just starts to, you two of you kind of meet in the middle. This curved long sword kind of swishes off any like dirt or water that could have been on it. Puts it back in the scabbard.
Before we get too close to each other, I stop. Because I don't know him. Anymore, at least. So I stop and make sure to keep a little bit of a distance from him.
Yeah. As soon as you kind of make your way a bit forward, you kind of stop suddenly, and he stops suddenly.
What are you doing here, Dad?
I'm here with the Sylvan Esti Elves. They required my presence, needed me to help them with something, a debt that I needed to owe, that I was not able to unanswer.
Okay. So years ago you left us because your people called you back?
Looks over at your party members behind you, looks back at the group behind him. Maybe we can have this conversation not in front of everybody?
Oh, don't mind us. Keep going.
Is this not a joyous occasion? A family reunion? I wish I could see my father.
I'll turn to Wayreth and I say, I'll let you determine that. Just don't go anywhere. I don't trust him.
Oh.
Why are you here, Dad? What is this debt that you had to repay, and why did it bring you up here in this wasteland?
Looks over at everybody, is just like not gonna be able to have this in private. All those years ago, the Sylvan Esti Forest used to be my home. It was where I was raised and where I grew up. The Sylvan Esti are a proud people. They value themselves more than anything in this world and look after the best interests with all the best intentions. But the rules are strict. And their rule is strong. And I was a proud member of their society and lived quite the happy life, and I thought I would stay there forever amongst their ranks. And then I met your mother. And my whole world changed. She was somebody. She was the only person who could ever pull me out of that environment.
I'd like to do an insight check, please.
Yeah?
And I turn, as he's starting to sound heartfelt and sentimental, I turn, like my head whips back towards Strigid, especially at the mention of my mother. And I look at him as my eyes narrow, scrutinizing what I think is bullshit. Fuck. 4.
Love that.
4?
4.
Okay, well.
So. Okay, that's not very good. So I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I'm no matter how heartfelt. Okay, whatever. You know what? Dad, stop. Don't start right now with this heartfelt story about how much you love Mom and how much you abandoned your birthright because of her. I don't want to hear it. You left us with no word. We thought you were dead. And I look at the other elves that are here. This is my father. And he left me. For what? For what, Dad? Don't talk about Mom. Don't talk about why you left them for her. I don't care about that. Why did you leave us?
A union with your mother, a human, was not taken very well by the Savanesti. They looked at it as a betrayal of trust between their people and me. The Savanesti stick together. They raise themselves with their own. Nobody is allowed to get in to those circles that isn't Savanesti. I wanted to build us a proper home, a family life, one that you could be proud of. I wasn't allowed back. It was either leaving her behind with you or going back, and that's something that was taken away from me. So, I stayed with your mother. We lived a life the best we could. We did not have the usual amenities that we could have had. We lived by simple means and we got by, and for a time we were happy. I was happy. Then I got word back from the Sylvanesti that old familiar forces were at work. Strange creatures with leathery wings that resembled demons of the cataclysmic past were coming back. Their woods starting to be invaded by creatures that could breathe fire. They didn't know how much had been unraveled. They didn't know the severity of these attacks. Their weapons needed to be reforged. They needed somebody with the know-how on how to make their tools greater, their blades sharper, their magic-infused items greater.
That's you.
I was a talented blacksmith back in my day.
Wow, you really did leave everything behind when you came and started a new life with Mom. Okay. So that's why you left. To go do right. To go fight this evil.
They said that if I helped them, that maybe they would overlook my union with a human and possibly allow us to live among them. To live in a better light, to have a life that I've always wanted to give you. But they said I needed to come now. I could tell nobody. They didn't know what forces may be working in what shadows to intercept messages or...
Okay, I put my hand up. Okay, Dad, that's enough. So you left. We can sort that out later. But we're here for the same reasons. We've heard of the same evil. And we have a lot to sort through. But right now, we're not here as father and son. Right now, we're here because if what you say is true, then your cause is the same as ours.
You've all seen...
Are we going to work together?
That'll depend on Zoe.
Or not?
It looks over to the elven elder. Even for an elf, looks...
Is that the one I crashed into?
No. No, you didn't. He grabbed a random elf and used as a shield, but the leader was kind of off by the gate.
One with the antlers and stuff, right?
Yeah, the one who had like an antler sort of crown-looking adornment on his head.
Darn.
Let me go ask Saul and see if we can work together on this. Whatever you have, your problems with me, if these dragon armies are coming close to your borders, maybe we can work together.
Dragon armies?
Huh?
Dad, I will say one thing. Although you didn't raise me, the person that did not raise a petty child. I'm well aware of what matters right now. And I know what we're up against. Do whatever it takes to convince them for us to work together, because family squabbles are nothing compared to what lies ahead.
Quite right. One moment.
And as he walks away, you see Velzin, who was like putting up this like kind of almost like macho exterior. As soon as my father turns his back and starts walking away, you see this like, for a moment, a 5-year-old collapse inside of himself and let out this breath and then turn around because he certainly doesn't want to see his father look back and see him weak.
I
Turn
kind
around
of
and go back to my companions.
Yeah, I think once you turn around, I kind of walk towards you. Velzin, I did not know your father had left. I never came back to visit your family after that one time. I'm sorry to hear that he abandoned your flock.
You know, I'd like to think that I didn't miss him, but I guess I did. I will say one thing, Strigid, I never saw my mom happy with him. The only time I ever saw her happy was when you were there.
Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry I didn't come back to visit more frequently, but we will get through this.
When Kadrock comes back into Felix's body, kind of clocking the situation, obviously very intrigued by the tea that's being spilled right now. But can Kadrock and Felix do an insight check on Red Guy Man?
Red guy.
Redman.
You can call him Daddy Elf.
You can't say that.
Daddy Elf.
Redman is one
Red Man, Method Man, all the mans. So you want Kadrock to do an insight check having been inside of him?
Well, kind of like mind talking inside my head, like talking to him and be like, okay, so what did you see? Do we believe this guy? Like, is this good? Are we gonna die? Can we kill the old one? Why did you use the old one? Why did you use the old one to break my fall?
Okay, so as this conversation's happening, kind of in your head, is he bullshitting right now? Or is he telling the truth? That man has a lot of issues.
Ooh, more than me? Wow.
He kind of sees things one way, but it's not the same way everybody else sees things.
Upside down?
More like he really
Backwards.
loves his homeland and seemingly his wife kept fighting for the love between her and his homeland.
Blech. All right.
It seemed the homeland
Still should
always
use the
won.
old one. You should have still used the old guy. They say old people are crunchy.
I mean, if you get me close to him, I could try.
Oh, maybe next time.
You guys, he's got some cool clothes on. At least I can rock that.
He
for
does.
you.
You got like with the horns, right? Right?
Yeah.
And they got like 2 pairs of ears, right? Yeah.
I want to walk up to Felix while this is happening. Is this all? Is Kadrock? Is Kadrock in?
Kadrock's back in Felix.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to Felix and I'm just gonna like lean in and whisper to you. You know, I was in your position for a moment too, and you could talk to him to yourself. It doesn't have to be out loud.
Oh, you're right. Wait, and I think to myself, can we do that? And I say it out loud. Can we do that?
I mean, yeah, I'm in your head. You don't have to keep whispering out loud so much. It's kind of weird. I just,
Oh
like, you
my
know.
gosh, that's so crazy!
You just see Felix.
And then I look up at
Nice.
Velzin and I'm like, and I put a hand to him. We're connected.
Your other hand, as you're like, we're connected, their hand goes,
I get the hell out of there. I don't want much more to do with that than this.
As Velzin turns around, shockingly close is Wayreth.
I could see that you put up a strong front, but the moment you turned around, you showed some hurt. And I have a question for you, Velzin. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Well, this is great. For you see, you know that the elves are very long-lived, yes?
Yes.
So you will probably have a longer life than most people of this realm, and you thought your father dead.
I considered that.
So,
I did think that.
well, this... You will find the reasons in time for why he left and did not tell you. However, he is not dead, and you have a chance to find those answers. And that is a good thing.
I do appreciate what you're doing, Wayreth, and in a way, the fact that somebody would come up to me and extend care in that way is very unusual.
We all care, and if you want him dead, though, I mean, you just ask us.
Well, that is actually very good to know, but I kind of go up to Wayreth. It's not so much that I'm hurt, Wayreth. It's that I'm disappointed. And I turn to kind of look at my father, asking permission like a child. It saddens me that he's as weak as he actually is, and not the man I had hoped he'd be.
All heroes must fall.
And all men must grow up, I guess. Or not, as I look at my father again, asking permission.
And at this point, Zaul, this elven mage of sorts, although still has a youthful look to them. Anyone who's familiar with sort of elven ancestry, you see like a few wrinkles on the corners of the skin, and maybe around the edges of the mouth, signifying like they look like maybe they're going into their 40s in human age.
When they old.
But for elves, even having like little wrinkles, they old. And so this figure comes to you. Redmond tells me we have interests aligned.
It appears we do. If you are here seeking a solution to what the realm might be up against, the demons breathing fire, leathery winged creatures, we know of those.
How much do you know?
Very little.
What is your purpose here? Where do you come from?
Rabbits, technically.
I look back at my companions, Strigid in particular. How much are we telling them here?
Well, we could tell them we are simply seeking a group of people, perhaps one man with a large scepter, who took something from us. See how they react.
I'll relay that.
So you tell them about basically Soth with the scepter of purple flame?
Not his name, just that we're looking for a man with a scepter.
Okay. So you're on the hunt. I see. None of these winged
What
creatures...
brings you here?
Our home has been set ablaze. Sylvanesti forests are crumbling as we speak. These winged beasts mark the symbol of a powerful entity we thought was snuffed out many centuries ago. They've come into our borders, and we have come to believe they have reached many more borders around Ansalon. These winged creatures that looked like dragons manifested in human form. Dragons have not been seen around here for quite some time.
Like 1,000 years.
Yes. Wow. Have these creatures reached your borders yet?
No.
Not that I'm...
You're telling me that the Sylvesti have fallen to these creatures already?
We have relocated to the island of Aragoth, taken what we can to refortify our position, but the forest is lost. We come here seeking anything, relics of a time long forgotten that we may be able to use to fight against these people, these creatures, these things, and protect our own. Yet we've seemingly reached a bit of a dead end and looked beyond to the gate.
Does it not budge?
Seemingly no. It's of some magic that we here are not familiar with. I was once quite a respected member of the House Mystic, but even lunar magic is something that I am not well natured in, not well educated in.
My head whips back to Strigid.
I feel like me not finishing those tests was kind of a bad idea now, but back then really didn't seem like there'd be any consequences. I can take a look at the gate if you want.
Sorry, did you say the thing about the tests out loud?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What kind of tests did you have to take?
Like normal sorcery stuff, not a big deal, not, backstory stuff. I walk over to the gate. I just try to ignore Wayreth.
I walk right with her.
That's fine.
The two of you go over. And it is the gate that mirrors the parchment, the picture that you saw in the campsite from the last session. And you're looking over it. It's old. It's jagged. Some of it's broken in some parts. There's vines reaching out from the dead red rock and wrapping around it, clinging to it, seemingly like some sort of reaction from maybe when the waters come in and flood the area. That bits of seaweed and vine kind of cling to it.
Ooh. Is it stone?
The gate is stone, yeah.
Can I roll history on it?
Sure. And you also see beside it this metal. Nope. You see this sort of
That's a
metal
rock.
skeleton construct laid in beside it, also wreathed in algae and kelp and vine and everything.
Oh.
I beg your pardon. I turn back to the group. I beg your pardon, elder elf person. I did not get your name, and I'm not good at them anyway. But what did you say was behind this gate that you're looking for? Just some stuff? Just some relics, maybe? Are you sure?
From our historians, from a time before the Cataclysm, there were myths, rumors of a city of immense power long before the Cataclysm that roamed these lands, floated in the air. Them reaching too close to the heavens above exceeded their power and their reach, and the city fell. From what we can understand, these gates are remnants of that realm, scattered across the northern wastes, and are a type of waypoint between them. If they can be activated, they can transport one across the wastes. Where it takes that person, we aren't sure. We haven't had anyone necessarily have the knowledge or know-how to turn them on from time to time and map out these locations. But it sure does beat walking on foot for hours on end.
And just to be clear, if we help you, we will be working together on this little project. I did not hear an answer really from when Redmond went to talk to you earlier.
The Silva and Esti are in dire peril. When push comes to shove, like times of old, we look after our own. We're not here to be called upon aid for your problems. We take care of our own. But within that, we can still help each other out. We can share information. We can trade goods if need be. If our services to you will help you get across the wastes. Map these out for us. Maybe an arrangement can be made. You can see we're in dire straits here.
Velzin, I'll leave it to you to strike a deal before I start working on this gate.
I step forward to this elder elf. Grandfather? Uncle? I don't know.
I am not related to you, half-elf.
Oh, but you are of my father's people, are you not?
Not related.
Which means that we share blood. In some way.
Closer than we are.
I'm not trying to show any sort of reverence. I'm just reminding you that you are my people, whether you decide it or not. But most importantly, where your people are from is on fire right now. And we're offering help. Have the Selvesti people ever needed refuge outside of their homelands?
Not
Because maybe that's where your pride comes from. Our goals are the same. Don't spit in our face when we're offering to work with you in order to achieve them. Do you want in or not?
Make a persuasion check.
It's not going to go well.
Can I give him advantage with help?
Guidance.
Do you want to sort of
Yeah.
edge it along a little bit? Yeah, you want to do guidance? Yeah. Okay, D4, advantage.
D4 advantage. I will need everything.
Felix kind of leans down to Tango and be like, this whole elf thing is like so before Cataclysm. It's so BC.
Right?
You know?
I don't
right?
know what
It's-
Velzin
I
is
don't
upset
get it.
about. We've seen his dad.
I don't-
Velzin's way hotter.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's just crazy. I mean, like, they gotta learn how to progress. I'm a Harangon with a ghost inside of me.
Get weird,
Listen,
bro.
times have changed. Get weird.
Thank
get
God
fr-
for
get
the-
freaky.
Does that provide anything? Does this make the elves laugh? Like, is there a way to like get an extra bonus on the persuasion roll given what we are doing as a team?
What did you get?
Actually, I didn't do that bad. Because of all the help that everybody gave me, I got a 17
Good number.
Okay.
total. I've been rolling a lot of 17s.
Come on, old elf
My
man.
history
get
on
freaky.
the door, even though it was a nat 1, was an 11.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Is the donkey still with us?
Yep, clomping along behind you.
Strunky.
Stronky.
Donkey! I was gonna ask if he had a name.
Aw, that's so.
No, beastie.
I know.
Hey, Tango,
Velzin,
have you
is it?
taken a look at that big golem thing
Yes.
yet?
Sorry, Tyran, say that again.
Oh. Yeah.
Has Tango seen the golem yet?
Oh, no.
Could you tinker with that while this is happening?
I can take her with anything. Like the little
Yeah.
tool
If
hand.
If Tango comes over, I will just put I'll just try to clothesline her a little bit and be like, hey. Clearly, if we mess up this gate, that's gonna come alive and like eat us or something. So just, you can look at it, but just know that it may just, try to murder us.
It
does not
could
look like
break
a fun
the
friend.
door.
Yes.
It could be the key.
Go ahead and look. I'm just throwing it out there.
You know
Doesn't
what?
look like
I
a great
won't
thing.
touch. I'll just look.
All right, so as you walk over to the metallic skeleton figure, Zaul looks at you, Velzin. Velzin, is it?
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't. You being who you are, I know you are probably not privy to the history of the Selvanesti Elves. And being it is that we are probably very short on time, I do not have the wisdom to educate you. Just know that us as a people have had our fair share of being betrayed and left to rot out in the dust. We have since lived on by being cautious, by living within our means and within inside our borders, not sharing information or anything with the outside world unless we have to.
Tyran steps up. Well, now you have to.
Make an intimidation check.
Ooh, that is a 19.
The donkey beside you just puts his hooves into the rock ground.
Yes.
You say that and kind of stand there with the hammer. And as you kind of say that, the hammer sends this rush through your body. Almost like your arm's been asleep and you can feel the liquid rushing through the veins and filling your chest and your arms with just new vigor as your breath just kind of starts to get a bit short. Almost like you're ready to pounce at any moment. As Rouleau looks at you. Looks down at your hammer. Maybe. Alliances need to be made in trying times. What will you do if you are able to go through that gate? Will you leave us in the lurch? Will you allow us to follow? Or will you abandon us?
I mean, I think they can come with.
As long as Velzin and Redmond get a little chance.
Agreed.
There'll be
We are
plenty.
not the type of people that would abandon you.
We may not share blood, but we share fashion sense. I like your antlers. Similar cloak. Also, I represent and guard Wayreth Forest. And, though I do like to spend my time alone, the fact that your homeland is on fire and burning, you are welcome to bring as many of your people as are needed to stay in my forest.
Are there many of them there like you?
No! Just me.
It's just you? Mm-hmm. How big is this forest?
It's... I mean,
All of Wayreth belongs to you?
it doesn't belong to
I mean,
me.
it's named after him, isn't
more
it?
so... No, I was named after it. It's more so,
Let them work on the gate, and he just like turns away and is just like not interested
Okay.
anymore.
Well, if we are agreed on this collaboration, I will start to investigate the gate with what powers I have.
I want to investigate
Tango-
the gnome with Tango, or the golem.
Strigid,
Okay.
just as you investigate the gate, remember, yes, you have power within you, but, just open yourself up to trusting your gut. Guidance.
Well, as you well know, owls can devour animals whole. We don't need to chew. We just regurgitate the bones later. So yes, my gut is quite strong. Let's go Arcana check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcana, check it up.
I know a lot of owl facts now. I had to Google a bunch earlier. 19 total.
So as you go up to this old relic of a time long forgotten, putting your hand over the stonework, over the lunar phases that are going from one end to the other. The medallion around your neck. This very sharp tune hums out of it. Some of the lunar moons start to react. The gate doesn't shake or crumble, but you feel this connection to it.
The moons that are reacting, is it the one that's currently what phase of the moon it is right now, which I believe was crescent?
Correct.
Heh. Okay, everyone stand by. I'm gonna try one more thing. I changed the phase of the moon to the new moon. Or sorry, full moon comes after that.
The full moon? All right. Hold on to medallion. And the black full moon on the medallion, just concentrate on that. It starts to glow. The blackness of it starting to become almost like a deep, dark purple as light starts to shine through it. And you feel that connection to your magical abilities start to change, ascending out of the crescent moon phase into the lunar moon phase. So now for your abilities, whatever abilities you have, they're connected to a full moon, that now is enacted. And as you see the light kind of shining on the crescent moon, the full moon runes start to light up as well.
How are you doing that?
I'll be annoyed to thank this person, but the mage back at the castle gave it to me. So everyone, I have to do one more action on this gate to perhaps have something happen. If you'd like to finish investigating that golem before I do that, perhaps that would be good.
I think when you look over at Felix and I, we both have so many sets of tools out already that, you know, he's got all of his tools, I've laid out all of mine, we're just ready to like poke it and do things.
Oh, we were raiding? Oh, I thought we already were in there like swimwear.
Shh, she doesn't know that.
Oh.
Investigate, tinker, we're touching, we're poking. If there's a button, if there's a lever.
Prodding.
So what do you, so
Switching.
you gotta tell, what are your intent? You wanted to like reanimate it? Or are you just looking at it, or?
I want to ask Nodrock, Cadrock, if we can like combine artificer magic and his ghostly kind of thing, if we can bring this thing to life and that be the host.
Yeah.
Why would you give him so much power, though?
He's not.
Oh, yeah, might turn on a.
Whose side are you on?
Okay,
We don't know.
Interesting. Let me make some rolls here.
Be like, you could
Tyran,
probably
help
like possess this because if you can like possess things and take them over. Because sometimes golems have like souls in them, but like they're really innate souls.
You mean
like
I can have
sometimes
my
they're just
own
like
body?
yes.
And what a body!
Just like
What? Look how thick. He's bigger than Strunky.
Oh, strong.
king king.
Oh.
Half of the body just like falls on the ground next to a couple skeletons laid into the dirt next to it. All right, so I'm guessing you want to make a check to try to turn it on, essentially, or give it life?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, a couple things. First, let's make a history check.
I'll help you.
Okay. What's old?
Oh,
13.
13.
I would have given you guidance, but I'm staring at the door.
Okay, so looking at this
Give
thing.
myself guidance.
Oh.
Can you give yourself guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, can you give yourself guidance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then, and all of my guidance by touch is rivet bites you. 15.
15. Okay, so looking at this skeletal golem metal contraption, at first you're like, how old is this thing? Is this something that somebody brought here, maybe as like an exploration trip of their own? Or was this a part of the aftermath of the Cataclysm? It looks, the metalwork, you being such an expert at it, it's old. It's really, really old metalwork. It's rusted in some parts, but in a lot of parts, it looks untarnished, like as new as metal could get. So it's a bit odd, judging from how old this thing could be. You look around it, parts, there are valves, there are cords of such, almost like internal robotic organs that are kind of split and frayed. Some of the metal bones inside are like bent and out of sorts. So do you want to start with, I'll give you two things to try to fix. One is the outer shell and one is the inner core. Which one do you want to try first?
Can I try to prestidigitation the outer shell and just clean it?
Yep. Make me a Arcana check.
That way, if Tango can be working on the inner core.
Yeah, those will determine how much you clean it up.
17.
17. So yeah, pretty good. So you go in there, almost like a Hoover vacuum. You just suck up all of the like moss and vines and dirt and rust and comes off of it. So it looks pretty spick and span. So you've got a clear eyesight of like where the...
Yeah, I want to go to the inside. And I'm thinking about how the best part about things that are broken is that if you want to try, you have a chance to fix them. And so I use a bunch of my energy and my tools.
So you have your tinker checks.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see that this inner hub of this machine had a power source, almost like its heart. But in it, it's just this old, almost glass-hewn rock that's jagged and has a few cracks in it and is like broken in two halves. It looks like it needs a power source. Now, the only power sources that you have on you could be items that you have, could be a medallion that a certain Strigid is wearing, could be maybe something the elves possess that they could stick inside of this, but as you've already found out, they're not too quick to give stuff over to other people.
What about the dragon?
Rivet?
I mean...
You could make a big rivet.
We could make a big rivet?
Ooh.
But we also...
Goes into rivet and it rivets up.
I mean, I think putting rivet in there is almost worse than putting what's his face?
Cadrock.
Yeah.
Nodberg.
Bad rock.
What else? Hey guys, we need something like really powerful and magical and sort of heart-sized to go inside this guy. We've got some options.
I have.
It's a good idea.
Wait, why are you trying to turn it on? I'm confused. I thought you were just looking at it.
Because it's there.
Felix put out the idea of like how we put Cadrock in this and we could maybe have it as like our buddy. And so they're starting to fiddle around with it. So if you guys are not liking where this is going, you should intervene now.
We should. So I want to, I'd like to, listen, there's skeletons around, right? There's like humanoid-sized skeletons near this thing. I'd like to see if I can determine whether they look like their cause of death was a giant fist smashing them into the ground.
Sure, make an investigation.
Can I
A
try to
robot-sized hole in their heart.
Yes.
Just
Can I try to
big
convince
metal
Cadrock to-
fists through sternum.
Investigation is another 17.
Ooh.
All right. So as they're like tinkering with this, the Zaul has just kind of taken rest on a rock. The rest of the mages are kind of helping their friend like tape up their ribs and making sure they're okay. So they're kind of like keeping to themselves. Redman is just kind of keeping an eye on all of you, mostly on Velzin, and just kind of coming to grips with this surprise meeting. But so you see them kind of working on this as Strigid is working on like putting on the final touches of the game to operate it. Velzin, you walk over and you just see those skeletons. You're like, I don't know, it's a good idea. You walk over, you kind of move it around a bit. You're kind of looking for like impact hits, maybe something in the cracked sternum, anything that looks like maybe a fist went through or like a ripping of anything. You see impact marks, but looks like they're such high impact marks that it could have been from something going whack, like haymaker, or someone falling from the sky at breakneck speed and crashing. So like with this gate, this automaton, those two people, they could have all fallen at the same time.
Oh, interesting. All right, I try to kind of make sense out of that, but the big takeaway is that it doesn't look like this giant thing that might become animated is what caused their death.
Can I?
They just fell from the sky. This all fell from the sky.
How giant is this automaton?
He big.
Yeah.
He's like 9 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he fell from the sky too, is what I've determined as well? Or at
You
least
can
that's what I
kind of
think?
see, like, as with that high investigation, you look underneath their bodies where they're laying, you see like pretty heavy foot impact zones underneath them. Like they make like little tiny craters in where they sat. So it's just like signifying high impact from a,
Great fall.
tall velocity. Yes.
Yes.
Could I
Okay, well.
Tango.
reach into the core and cast Spare Dying? Spare the Dying.
Ooh.
Okay.
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points and the creature becomes stable.
But unfortunately, this thing ain't living.
But
I have
okay.
this.
Yeah. So you go over to it to try it, kind of like the machine that
Yeah.
saves lives.
That's what I was. Yeah.
I'm forgetting it for a minute, but
Defibrillator.
yeah, it's defibrillator. Thank you. Shocky docky. So you go over to it as people are kind of discussing what to do, and Tyran, still trying to understand your new paladin-like ability, is just to kind of grab the core and trying to give it like a pulse of radiant energy, but it just goes, and you see some of the radiant energy go into the cords of the body, go. There's like a slight power up, and then it goes back down. Doesn't do anything.
Tango, I don't know if this will help, but I have this, and it's my crystal that is my star map.
Oh.
Are you okay? I want this. I want to make sure you know that sometimes the items don't make it through the process of even testing things.
This is not irreplaceable. I just need.
Okay,
Okay. So what is this item?
It is a crystal that I can project starry patterns are with a light that is like it projects light and creates like a map
So
of
it's,
the cosmos.
a light star map. Okay.
Yeah, but it is my star map that allows me to. But I've already used it for today, and I can create a new one with an hour's worth of meditation.
So it's a self-made one that you create.
Yeah.
Okay. So an extension of yourself. Okay. You can try to attempt to connect it if you want.
yeah.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Hey, do we want me to open this gate first, or are we gonna do the? Okay, you're just gonna do it.
I've already shoved it in as you're talking to me, and I'm just like dumping in like Tinker Tool artificer magic.
All right. Make a tinker check.
I think at the same time, I'm gonna just make an executive decision and also turn to the next moon phase and open the gate, because I feel like if I need to leave, like maybe we should leave through this.
Everything all at once.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Whatever. It'll be fine.
I love this, by the way. This is amazing.
13.
Start to work into the valves, and you've kind of offset the metal body now as you've kind of taken it off the rock walls, set it up. Start to try to connect the star map crystal into the heart of this thing. Start to use your tinker's tools, trying to fuse it in. Put down your goggles, sparks start to fly out. Okay, I think that might be it. And you go to Wayreth, like, turn it on kind of thing, like your crystal.
Then I have to.
All right. As a spark starts to come from the crystal, at this point, Strigid, you put on that final rune to activate the gate. The core of this thing starts to react to being plugged in with the cores and the tubes. Bluish white energy starts to go through the cords, and it looks like it's kind of taking effect, like it's starting to spread throughout the chest piece of the automaton. It's not moving, but you see
It's not dead. It's not dead.
It starts to flicker, but the moment, Strigid, you put on that red moon sigil, the gate emits this loud boom, and a wave pulses through the canyon, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw immediately. Yes. As the gravitational force sucks you in, and I need the rest of you all to make dexterity saving throws as well.
Oh damn.
Oh boy. Oh dang. Oh, dang.
I rolled an 8. Am I dead? Did
You go through this blinding white light of swirling
Cool.
blue, and you just boom, bamp
Hi.
into it, and no one sees you anymore.
I have a question. Our newfound paladin, I don't know exactly where. I know he can cast some spells, but does he have paladin auras yet, or no?
He has to
think
turn
that's
them
level
on
6.
beforehand. This is like instantly happening.
Oh,
I think there are some that may be on all the time.
yeah, some are constant.
It's level 6, I think. I'm
Well,
only
then
2.
I'm gonna sadly roll a sad deck save without me.
Okay. Wayreth, what'd you get?
Helping me.
I got an 8.
An 8?
6.
6?
Nat
I got a
20.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, with 22.
18.
18, okay. Felix?
I got a 15, but I can use my my lucky footwork to add a d4, and that would be a 19 if the 15 failed.
Okay. Okay, so Strigid, you bamf into it. Wayreth, bamf into it. Tango, yours was
6.
6. Bamf into it. Velzin,
Uh-oh. 18.
18. You put down your saw blade as it digs into the rock and ground. You hang on. Same thing, Felix. You grab onto the weight of the automaton. Its body falls onto the ground. It's just slowly skittering across the rock, but you're able to hold onto it as like an anchor. Tyran, you take your new hammer and crack, just hammer it literally into the ground. Just hold on to the end to settle yourself. Zaul and Redman and all of them, they cling on to rocks and hold on for dear life, kind of expecting that something might happen, but they weren't too sure, and they're just hanging on, and a few of their wares and things start to skitter across the rock and get zapped into the portal as well. Turn it off! Turn it off!
What about Stronky?
I don't know how!
Oh, the donkey.
Donkey's gone, probably.
Oh, right.
Oh,
That's a
Strunky, you
9.
can do it.
The donkey.
No!
Its heavy butt scrapes along the ground as it heads off into the portal as well. So all that's left behind are Felix, Velzin, and Tyran. What do you want to do?
Are we still? Is there still this force of energy?
Yes, it's
like,
this
sucking us through?
gravitational
We're
pull
still
that's just sucking everything within 40 feet around it.
I mean, if I hear Zaul yelling out, turn it off, I'm not even sure exactly what they're referring to, but I'm just going to yell out, turn it off! Turn it off! Whatever it is, turn it off.
The person that turned it on went through the portal.
Dang
Great.
it!
Oh my God. And this isn't stopping? Okay, well then if the person that turned it on went through the portal, then we need to get that person back. I'm gonna pull on my saw blade, and I'm gonna let myself get sucked through to try to get.
Before he
straight.
does that, I'm gonna tie a rope onto him, and because I'm so set in the stone.
All right,
it
so
like
this is going
like
to
what?
be, let's see, this is going to be Dex check from Velzin and athletics check from Tyran. This is basically, Tyran, you're trying to throw a lasso around Velzin before it gets sucked into the portal. So it'll be his
Yeah.
Dex meeting your athletics.
Wow.
While they're doing
Oh.
that, can I tell Cadrock to go possess the other elves and possess them to let go so they get sucked in the portal?
Okay, so as you kind
Have
of
them come
say
with
that into, you're like, I don't want to go inside of his dad again. That was super weird. I don't want to.
Well, you just possess them for 1 second, they let go of the rock, and you come back here.
but he's
it's
so
just like boom, boom, boom.
boring.
Ow. What are you scared?
Make a persuasion check.
Dang it! Oh, that's not good. It's only like an 8.
Yeah, nat 20.
Oh, that's a 10.
He's like, no, I'm not going. No. There's elevator music for days. I hated it. Tyran, what'd you get for athletics?
10.
10. Velzin, what was your dex?
I mean, 7.
Oh my gosh.
So what happens?
Yeah.
So he beats your dex, which means you weren't as fast
Yeah.
as him. So you are able to
Right.
just quickly tie on to the end. It doesn't go around your like waist or anything, but just catches the end of the lasso around your wrist as you hear a pop come from your wrist, almost dislocates from the sheer force of being pulled into the portal. Like, and I don't know if you two are trying to go together or you're trying to hold him from
He's
getting
trying to
sucked.
anchor me.
I was trying to like let him through the portal.
Oh, so
with
you're
the
not
end
holding
of
it
the
taut.
rope.
Oh, okay,
With the
never
So I
mind.
could
So you
pull
got
him
some
back
like,
if
okay.
he could, but
So
yeah.
throw him through, and he
I'll start wrapping it around myself.
yeah.
to kinda,
As you kind of like hold around
secure it a little more.
your arm, Tyran. I think there's like 40 feet of rope that you have. I believe most ropes like
it's
40.
standard.
Yeah, 50.
So-
I got 50.
You look down, and the spool that you have is just ending fast. How are you going to anchor your part? Are you just holding on to it?
I'm gonna wrap it around my hammer.
Wrap it around the hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrap it around the end. Haul it tight. Felix, the ghost, doesn't want to go and possess the boring man. But he's like, why don't you go and like just pull him in or something?
Okay. Well, then fine. I'll show you how it's done. And I will try to leap forward, try to grab the old man. And
You want the
pull him
elder
in the
or
forward.
Redman?
No, the elder.
The old man.
Okay.
Get the head-
Come here, Crunchy.
I'm gonna roll a dex save. You roll athletics or dex, your choice.
Are you sure you're not just like a secret vampire or something? Crunchy. Tasty treat.
Oh, yeah, this was horrible. 8.
15. You leap
Alright.
from your anchor from holding on to the metal automaton. I see you jump out. It goes, "What?" It just like sucks you right into the portal, and you poof, you bam, and you're gone.
Cool.
Oh,
All we got
gosh.
left is Tyran.
All right. Well, everyone's gone. I think I need to follow, so I'm going to grip my hammer tightly and like deadlift the hammer out of the ground to release it and go.
Oh crap. So as you're getting ready to release it, you see everyone bam through this part like, all right. And you take off your hammer, and as you're about to skitter through, you notice Redman holding on to a boulder nearby. There's a few, like I've described, there's some items that are kind of skittering and getting zapped into the portal, just like, tent-like objects and things like bed rolls and flasks and stuff. But there's one item that was sort of near Redman that was covered in a cloth that starts to roll away from him, and he goes, "No!" And he just shouts really loud, tries to grab it, and the thing goes and gets sucked through the portal. You see this as yourself goes by Redman and sucked into the portal yourself. Now with all of you going through this crazy mode of teleportation made in a time that none of you know, this teleportation magic is different from anything you've felt in your life. You just feel your very forms just like malforming and reforming, like your DNA is being stretched to the limit. You're getting zoomed by, the stars and worlds abound, like it's going through a wormhole in time and space. And then suddenly, one at a time, you get spat out from a good height above as one after the other, except for Velzin, who hangs there for a minute as Strigid, Felix, Wayreth, Tango, you fall into sand.
That's convenient.
Velzin, you kind of hang there for a moment like, I got the anchor. And then you fall as Tyran comes through. Falls through as the rest of you are now in this open sand duned area. And after Tyran comes out, this item, this thing, also flies out covered in cloth, rolls in the dunes. The portal, still there, in the sky.
How high up?
It's about like 40 feet up.
We can get a rope
wow.
up there. You know, if we needed to go back.
Some of us can fly up there.
Hold on, where are we first? I mean, this portal had to lead to somewhere good, right? And I want to look around.
Anyone can make perception,
Yep.
survival, go for it.
Sure, perception.
I'm also drawing my weapon.
I want to see if Felix clocks that clothed object that came out.
You want to grab it?
I want to, yeah.
Okay.
Do we all see it?
23.
I saw it.
23, yeah. So
Okay,
Tyran
you
saw it coming through
definitely
the portal. Yeah, as you guys are all falling, it was like the thing that just came out before Tyran. So it's like dead quiet around here, except for a couple of like bugs kind of whistling in the wind. But then you notice this other object just heavy fall on the sand dune. What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Strigid?
Oh, 23. Can't tell you're
23.
pointing at me.
No, okay. I'm just pointing at
Just
him.
like-
Like, what'd you do?
I'm just gonna run over. I'm gonna run over and grab it because I know it's there.
Okay.
Contested.
Yeah,
contested
if
swipe.
you and Felix like reach for it at the same time, you could try to see who gets there first. Felix, athletics or dex.
Acrobatics?
So
I'll go
athletics or
athletics.
acrobatics, because you are herringgong, so you can like try to use your. Except you're in the sand, so it's a little bit difficult to sort of get your jumping speed. But the two of you are basically going to
Alright.
race towards the land to see who gets it first.
All right, my acrobatics is pretty good. It's a 21.
I got 16.
So Felix just gets there a bit before you, even though his scuttling in the sand doesn't help him at first, but he's able to hop forward, much like desert hares do. Able to run in and grab this thing like that's covered in a cloth. The two of you look around you. This site looks familiar to you as the desert region in the northern waste that you clocked miles and miles and miles away from where you were when you scouted around.
Oh, okay. Well, we went far, but not too far.
And Strigid as well, as you're kind of looking around, you kind of also off to the south see that rocky terrain way off the distance from where you arrived from. And you kind of start looking around, you start to walk forward, and you suddenly take a sudden stop as the sand drifts off of a cliffside as you look down to a massive canyon that's etched into the ground that you are currently on top of. And you look over along this canyon, you see a human climbing a rope off the side of it.
Climbing up towards us?
So yeah, in the canyon that Strigid is looking down on, there's just like nothing for a while, and looks down the side of the canyon and sees a human climbing on a rope to the top from like the midpoint up.
I kind of do that thing where I like kind of crawled the edge and like put my head over to look down, and I just say, "Are you okay? What are you doing down there?"
Well, as soon as I get to that, we'll go over to
Okay.
Felix and Tyran reaching for that lance as the both of you just kind of look at each other and look down at this thing covered in cloth. And Felix, you pounce over with your herringgong legs, grab it. Do you want to look at it, or do you want to
What is
just
it?
hold on to it?
Yeah. I look at it. I kind of
So you
unravel
take
it.
the cloth off. That has a little bit of rope sort of wrapped around, so it's able to stay pretty firm. But you take it off, and you're staring at a broken lance. Long handle with a fairly round guard cover that kind of stretches up about only a third of the way, and then it breaks. And there's, again, this old coloration matching kind of the colors of the tomes underneath Calaman of this old rusted brass colored gold and silver on the inlay.
This yours?
Me?
Yes. You seem to really want it.
No, it was Redmond's. He was eager to hang on to it, but he lost it.
Oh. So that means it's nobody's. Do you want it?
feel like we should bring this to the group.
Fine.
And as you all come back to the group, Strigid going over like, are you okay? And this young, not a boy, not yet a man, somewhere in like the middle, like maybe like 18 or so, fairly youthful, with sort of shaved head around the sides and the back, a pretty fairly bit of wispy hair that kind of comes from the back and drapes down with bangs that swoop to the side, red scarf and various brown and light brown leathered adornments wrapping around their body. They've got some around their forearms. They've got like what look like stone sort of elbow pads, various rope and tools to help them climb cliffs and things like that. Someone who seems very equipped to travel these wastes, and has a bit of a brown little small shawl that goes off their back, a little bit of a brown shawl that goes off just the back of their waist, and boots that kind of wrapped around with rope, with a bit of a furry sort of top on the top of the boot as well, as they oh, hey, hello,
Hello.
how you doing?
Who are you?
He's pretty far away to like this is like,
Who are you?
who are you?
I cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's got a pretty good distance at this point, but you're able
let's
to.
see,
I think it's got a good range on it.
yeah. I'm trying to find it. Where'd it go?
I'll go walking towards him since it's so loud.
Yeah. There's
Shouting the
the
whole
winds that were raging through earlier have subsided as you detect thoughts and these people don't look like they belong here at all. They look cool though. Oh, I wonder if they know things about dragon elves. Oh, they don't look like they go around these wastes very often. How the hell they get? What is that in the sky? Is that a rabbit? And just like all these thoughts just like coming through one at a time.
Okay. Do you need help?
No, I'll be fine. Just give me a minute. Just slowly making their way up the rope to the top of the cliffside into the sands. Then this is when Felix and Tyran, you meet with the rest of the party with what you found.
Is it just desolation around us? And there's this cliffside, but what is there in front of us in the other direction?
So you look in the other direction, it's just sand dunes. Kind of everywhere as far as the eye can see. And then when you look back to the way that you came, the sand dunes kind of start to transform into like rocky canyon kind of terrain. But right now you're just looking at sand dunes everywhere.
And the portal's still up in the sky?
Yep, just...
And if I throw a rock at it, does it suck stuff into it? Alright.
Huh.
Do we hear someone say "ow" on the other side?
Unfortunately, no. Sound does not travel.
I think that, like, perhaps at a loss, Velzin is looking around trying to see if he can find any sort of a path, any sense that there is a, just somewhere where people have already traversed, but it looks like there probably isn't. And unless I don't know, see something, but pretty quickly, I think I'm going to join the others and see what they found, which is what's climbing up.
Yeah. So this teenager of sorts, older teenager, starts to sort of running towards the desert a couple times, kind of falls down. Sand.
So
Slowly
he's
gets
running
to
away
you.
from us.
Eventually, kind of putting off this sort of buffoonery of a demeanor. Wow, that took a lot longer than I thought. Whoa, look at all, what's that? And just looks over to Wayreth with all these things and just like poking at things and picking things up. Oh, whoa, that hammer's so big. Holy cow, I haven't seen anything like that in so long. Oh, pff, oh, that's God. Okay, no, I'm sorry, that was way too heavy. You could have that back. There you go.
Okay, wait. Hey. Slow down. Who are you?
Oh, sorry, I just got really excited. My name's Klystron.
Klystron.
Yeah,
Klystron?
yeah, Klystron.
Klystron. Nice to meet you. I am Wayreth Rolligtide.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I still have a detect thoughts activated, so I'm just gonna use an action to probe deeper. He can make a wisdom saving throw if he wants to, or if he's not smart enough to, he doesn't have to, to find out where he's from and who does he serve.
Where do you come from? Who do you serve? So I'll do a general him talking to you, then I'll give you the subtext
Sure.
of what he's saying. So
Sure.
comes to you, he's like, oh, well, nice to meet you. My name's Klystron. What? How did you guys get here? Where do you come from? These guys look really, really weird. I've never seen anyone wear these kind of clothes out here before. Maybe they're from outside the waste. Ooh, I don't get to meet many people like that out here.
Are you from here?
Yeah, kinda. I've grown up mostly out here. Was just doing a bit of reconnaissance. I kind of want to be like a really good guide and explorer for these parts, because I've heard, that people kind of come through here looking for, old garbage and stuff and maybe want to sell it or something. But I know the land pretty well, so I'm just doing my best to, map out certain areas. And I'm also, have you ever heard of dragon elves? They're pretty cool. They're like these little things. They have wings, but you can ride them. I haven't really found a nest yet, but I've seen a couple of them like fly around here, and I think, what if, now just hear me out, nobody cut me off, but what if that I have a bit of a tourist sort of encampment of sorts, right? People come to Klystron and they're like, Klystron, we want to go around the waste. We don't really know how to get around here. I'm like, well, funny you should mention. Oh, Klystron knows
What's
all
a dragon owl?
Oh, so they're like these big lizard things, they got long tails, but they're like, and he goes from one part of the sand and kicks his foot in it to make a line, and it goes this big, and it's kind of a Volkswagen bug. It's not monstrous, but a fairly good size. And he's like, yeah, they're these cool lizard things with wings, and you can ride them. They're pretty neat. I've always wanted to train one, but I've seen a couple fly around here over the last several months, so I figure there's probably a nest nearby, and if I can find the nest, maybe if I feed them lots of cool stuff.
Have you heard of the City of Lost Names?
There's a city with lost names? There's names all over it?
Have you do you know of a city around here anywhere old? Probably.
Where do you live?
Yes.
I could ask you the same thing. And all of a sudden he kind of realizes that I'll get to that. He kind of realizes that he's maybe giving a bit more than he should, and you're strangers as well. And all of a sudden he's like, maybe I shouldn't be talking to strangers. Right away, Strigid, you hear, I really hope they don't ask me about Heart's Hollow.
That's all fine and well. Where we're from, we don't have little dragonelles, so thank you for that information. We've heard some reports of, them attacking people, actually, not being fun to hang out with and ride around. Is it something that is common in Heart's Hollow?
Wait, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
What? Say what? Where are we
No.
from? Last thing you said was where are we
No,
from? I'm from Wayward Forest.
How do you know about Heart's Hollow?
Books.
Oh, sorry, what was that? I didn't hear that.
Books?
Books.
Like that you read?
Oh.
Good answer.
Wait, there's books about the Northern Wastes already? Oh, man, I thought I cornered the market with info on this place.
So you refer to your own home as the Northern Wastes?
Not just the ways, because you're already in the north.
Well, no, the Northern Waste is a region. I mean, yeah, I'm from Heart's Hollow. I thought it was a bit more cooler that not everyone knew about, because maybe I could make money telling people about it, but it seems like word's out. But no, I'm from Heart's Hollow.
Well, I think your earlier business venture is likely more lucrative.
Yeah.
Catching some of these dragonels, and you yourself said that one can ride them, but you want to catch one and train one. So
Yeah.
have you ridden one before without training it?
Well, no. Like, I've seen them fly around and hope to maybe find one day and ride them. I've seen them from afar. You know, my Nana Ness back home, she's super knowledgeable about a lot of cool stuff. And she has, like, some things that she's found amongst the wastes. And one of them was, like, this cool, like, tube thing that you, like, turn around and pretty colors come out your head. But then if you switch it around, it makes things become that are far away really up close. So sometimes I like study them from afar if I see them. Most of the time there's nobody riding them, but I haven't heard them like hurting people or anything. Most of the time they just kind of float around and maybe eat like a little animal here and there. There was a couple that I saw.
Can you take us? How about this? You seem to be really, really excited about these really cool creatures.
Yeah.
And why don't you help us and then we can help you? You take us to someone who knows about them. We can ask them a couple questions. And maybe if we come upon them or you take us to a nest, maybe we help you catch one or an egg.
Oh, you would do that? You guys super serious right now? You would do that?
Sure.
You said that you're looking. You said that you have been studying this land so that you could be a guide, and now's your chance. You guide us, and then we will repay your help.
But you haven't found a nest yet, have you?
Not yet. I'm getting real close though. I know some flight patterns, and I think I'm getting right there.
Well, as our guide, since we're striking this deal, why don't you take us to Heart's Hollow? Maybe somebody there. Like, well, who is it? Your Nana? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Nana Ness.
Nana Ness. Maybe we can have a conversation with Nana Ness, and as our guide from there, with Nana Ness's information, we come upon a nest.
Okay.
Or maybe one out in the wilds.
Okay, I see what you're putting down. Yeah, this could be a lucrative business opportunity. Plus, if you guys just kept wandering around here, you'd probably die from the sun or starvation or something, so that is all right. Not gonna do anything weird, right? Because the last time I brought some strangers over to Heart's Hollow, things got a little weird, and they were trying to steal stuff, and I thought they were nice, but
When's
they
the
weren't
last time
nice.
you brought strangers home?
Well,
Recently?
yeah. I mean, they were, you know, human looking, like, just, you've got plenty of your hair. You're not really human. Are you? No? Okay, yeah. Oh.
None of us.
No, never mind.
With my detect thoughts still activated, can I get a visual in my head of what they look like, the other humans?
Yes. So with detect thoughts, it's more of what he sort of describes them as.
Oh, okay.
And as he's saying that, like, yeah, you really fucked that up the one time. You invited those guys in, they were wearing like red leather armor and had like weird dark like bladed weapons, and they were looking for City of Lost Names as well, and you thought they'd be really helpful, but then they like fucking tried to steal some shit and like got really upset, and Nana had to like kick them out, and it was kind of a huge deal. So if you fuck this up, you could probably get kicked out of Heart's Hollow, but maybe you should, because you really want to get that tourist thing going, you know, because that'll really get you on the next path.
I just turned it off. Whoa, so noisy, so noisy. I deactivate detect thoughts.
Before you lose your mind.
This is a great plan, everybody, if we're all agreed. But there's one little thing we should probably address. It's that the rest of the party that we were with are probably still trying to not get sucked into the hole. And just, I point up at the rift in the sky. Should I go back and turn it off? Should I send a note? Maybe toss a note through there for them?
Yeah, maybe we just write a note on a rock and we just toss it through.
If we turn it off, though,
We'll be stuck.
we'll be stuck. I think we need to keep it on.
So
Or at
the
least
note-
leave somebody
Oh.
with the means of turning it back on.
Well, it depends where you want to go in the waste, but if you need a guide to help you.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't go too far.
You look and it's like the distance from where you are to where the rocks kind of start and then past that towards where the water might be on foot, several hours.
Yeah.
But not like would take you several days.
Yeah, not insurmountable. Yeah.
Maybe like a whole day's journey to get to the end.
Yeah,
Or at least to get to like close enough that you could set up camp and do the rest.
So we just skipped ahead a little bit.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, I could go through and turn it off, but I don't know that anyone over there could do it themselves, even with the medallion.
Right. We should let them know we're okay. At the very least. I'll let
Okay.
your I'll trust your
note,
judgment.
here's some bullet points. I don't know who's going to write it, not me. Bullet point number 1, we're fine. Going to do some investigation. Thank you, Tango. Bullet point number 2, if you want to come with, we promise you could. Just jump on through. It's safe. Maybe that, If not, then just hold on to whatever rock you're holding on to. Is that 3 bullet points? I don't know. Is that enough?
I think that's good. They said they wanted to go through, so that maybe they'll realize eventually and just let go.
Was Tango writing this note? I'm just gonna go and write whatever note you've written. I'm gonna try to personalize it.
Okay,
Hopefully, and I'm
the
just
note
gonna
at the top
say
just says, "Come on in. The portal water's fine."
I'm just gonna write "Dad" at the top and underline it,
Okay.
and that's it.
And somebody really strong, maybe we'd wrap it up with a little bow on top. And then I pass it probably to Tyran, throw it through the portal.
Sure.
Unless Strigid was gonna fly it up.
No, I don't want to waste that yet. Tyran, if you throw it, I can give it a little extra push, and I can use my cantrip of Gust to kind of pop it through.
Ooh.
So
nice.
I'll say make an athletics check at advantage to Tyran to throw the rock through the portal. I'll lower the DC because of the
So
gust.
that is 25.
Nice.
So strong.
Just a fastball straight into the gate. Rockets through. You don't know if it made it to the other side, but it made it through the gate.
Maybe wait 5 minutes. How's Stronky doing?
Oh, how is the Strunky? How did Strunky land?
Oh yeah.
The golem?
Hostage right now.
The donkey.
Yeah, the
The strong donkey.
Yeah, the donkey just it came out of the portal, its sturdy legs directly out and just like this, just
Just fine.
Nice.
just landed with all of its legs and hinges just out straight. It went,
No problem.
not at all.
Love it.
So good. Nothing could break that ass.
Did the golem make it through too? Because it was sliding toward the portal.
It was sliding, but it was very heavy.
It would eventually.
Okay.
So
Should we
if it's
move?
left open enough, maybe it'll slide through.
Yes.
But what's happening on the other side, you also
I'm
don't
moving.
know.
I don't want to be underneath it. I'm moving.
You said there were others that came back to Heart's Hollow. Who, when?
Didn't say, it was a thought.
No, the thought was the description. You did say.
Oh, sorry. I did say, yeah. It said some people got visited earlier. Yeah, there was some people coming through here. I thought maybe they could be guinea pigs for my tourism adventure, but I brought them back to Heart's Hollow, and they were not cool dudes.
What?
They were aggressive. They were asking my nana.
Wayreth, let's walk and talk.
Good idea.
I'm sure Nana's got snacks. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, we can go. You guys all good?
Ooh, do we want to wait for Velzin's study?
Nope. We'll keep a lookout. We'll leave a trail for them to follow, I suppose.
I mean,
our
we're in
footsteps.
sand. I don't think we have a choice.
Exactly. I don't think we do.
Unless we just sweep behind us.
After a few minutes, or just a couple minutes, let's say. Sending stone gets thrown over with an elven rune on it.
Oh.
Fair enough. I'll go collect that. So we have 2 sending stones, huh? One linked to the elves on the other side, and the other one linked to home.
Can we pair them like a Google Home system where you get one sound, one voice in both sounds?
So they can talk to each other.
Like a surround sound.
Yeah, if they
Stone
argue with you for
Exa.
some reason, you can
Call
just stitch them
elves.
together, and one will just argue with the other side. Who am I talking to? This is Redman. Oh, this is yeah. But seemingly, that action, if looking into it at all, these elves already kind of signified they're very skittish of blindly trusting people. They always take the safest route when it's determining their people. So their best course of action is just send the sending stone and see if someone talks to us or reacts to us or whatever.
I'll pick it up, and since we're already starting to head out into this next city, I will speak into it or activate it and call for my father. Dad, are you there? Can you hear us?
Kind of look into the rune, pick it up, start talking to it. The elven rune starts to light up. You're turning it off!
Turn it off. They want us to turn off the portal, I think.
Okay, maybe I can try to meet you.
Oh,
Can you turn it off from here? Is it something that you could do with the medallion?
Velzin, ask if the note we threw through got through.
Trying to process how to articulate that in a way that makes sense.
Did you see a stone?
I'll just repeat
with
what
a
he says.
message
Yeah,
come through.
goes
Said
through.
the note we threw through, get through.
Got through! Still hanging
Got
on!
through. They need us to turn off the suck.
Okay, so that way they don't want to come on this little adventure, even though they begged earlier.
They don't. They want us to
Throwing it out
do
there. Okay.
everything for them, of course.
Why don't they want to go through anymore? Whatever.
Let me try
Sounds
to close the gate from here. Let's see if I can do it. And I take out the medallion again, and I try to switch through the moon faces again to see if that does anything on their side.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
At least now we know that the portal goes both ways, and if you don't go through one way and then come back through, that doesn't take you somewhere else. It's good.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
So yeah, so you look at the rune, you kind of start to sink in the various circles in the same configuration that you did before. Portal on the top is now gone.
Oh. Well, that was easy. I guess if we want to go back through this way, maybe I can just stand here and do it again.
Well, then I suppose we should look around and make sure that we know what here is, so that we can get back here.
Cliff,
How do we
Are
mark
there
this?
any identifying landmarks down over the cliffside?
There's
Can we drop a pin, like a Google pin?
a Google pin. It's kind of dune and sand waste for a long time. You look over the ridge. You can see like there's some landmarks, like big boulders kind of coming out of some sides. That have one really big, one really small next to it. Klystron says, "Oh, you want a marking? Hold on. Reaches into his bag with some more of the sort of red cloth that he had around his neck, ties it around a piton, right? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yeah. The sort of like metal spike thing. Just goes over the edge of the cliff and takes a little hammer. Kink, kink, kink. A little bit of a red flag kind of waving in
Okay.
the wind as a marker so you don't get lost.
That's better than nothing. Satisfied enough with that, but wishing that he could think of something that would be more clear than that, but he can't. Velzin's gonna move forward.
Looking at Velzin's face and seeing he's sort of trepid, he doesn't really like the little flag. I just quickly go, move out of the way, and I cast Sacred Flame, which is sort of like a moonbeam, and I just make a big ass like X, like where we were standing, like in the ground, and it just like burns all the sand, so it's like a darker color.
Nice.
Okay, done.
Almost like a radiant flamethrower coming from the palm of your hand.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So with that done, 2 standing stones in your hand, Klystron. All right, come follow me. Next part's gonna be a little weird. Just cling to the sides, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Takes off into the dune, and he leads you straight into the middle of the sand, like away from the canyon, and you're just going straight into expansive sand dunes with like no protection from the sun or anything.
Oh. I'm gonna try to like wrap. Do I have anything? I'm gonna try to like kind of wrap stuff around just to anticipate maybe a sandstorm or some sunburnage. Just protect myself from the elements as best as I can.
Yeah, so you take any materials that you have and kind of wrap them around yourself, around your head and any exposed area that your armor isn't touching, which is getting very hot, by the way, and is causing you all to sweat a lot. You're walking for like a good 45 minutes to an hour, but even in this heat, it is like barreling down on you. How would you all like to protect yourselves from the heat so you don't possibly suffer a point of exhaustion?
I cast Call Lightning.
What?
So Chislev's radiance, and above us, a 60-foot radius.
There you go.
120-foot storm cloud that follows us for 10 minutes and rains on us.
All of a sudden, the light around you starts to darken as Velzin takes a long time to wrap around like this bonnet of materials and wrap around all your hands. And you're like, okay, I think I got
ready.
this. All of a sudden, the light around you starts to dim, and you hear it. As a bunch of little raindrops start to fall onto you as this massive cloud cover protects your party for a little bit. So as you walk, Klystron leading the way, you're all just seeing sand dunes going on for quite some time. And all of a sudden, Klystron stops. All right, guys. Sorry for the wait there. It took me a minute to kind of remember where the entrance was. But like I said, keep close to the wall. Don't slip. You'll be fine.
Ooh. As we're going, I'd like to have just been striking the sand with lightning to make glass spires.
Ooh, make an Arcana
That's
check
cool.
for that. That's cool.
Is that what happens when lightning strikes?
Look at Google
sand?
what happens when lightning hits sand. It's super cool.
Everyone, learn a new thing.
I probably spent a little bit of
Lightning.
time making a little like thing I can ride. You know, just something out of like things in my bag that I can hook up to under Stronky so that I'm just like underneath him on a little like sled.
Oh, hilarious. So yeah, you can take some like just raw materials of like some leather or tent material, kind of fashion it so the strings are fastened underneath the donkey's harness, and it just whee as he's just
Yeah.
hooving away on the sand as you're just being dragged and just like, this
Protects
is
me
nice
from
vacation.
the sunshine and the rain.
So as you see
Velcro.
Klystron sail this, and as you do that, there's these like large spikes of glass that kind of emanate from the ground in
Breadcrumb
various
trail.
formations
Wow.
that just kind of spike and follow you from the edge of the canyon, giving you a good little breadcrumb trail if you got lost. But as you get to this point, Klystron says to you, don't slip, cling to the wall, you'll be fine. And you just see Klystron walk ahead of you, and again, it's just sand dunes forever, and go
He just drops off.
descend down out of sight. Just looks like he fell through sand.
Oh no. Terrifying.
What the hell did he just do?
I'm gonna go to the edge of that and look down, which is what I in real life would never do, but I just want to hear your description.
So, as you get close to the edge of this massive sand dune crater that descends down into the center of Earth, you start to see this spiral jetted sort of sandstone walkway that enters at one point and goes around in concentric circles and goes down and down and down into darkness. And you can see various huts and makeshift ramshackled shelters and a little bit of commerce, like one place that's kind of made to be a little bit of like a tavern, another place that's like a little bit of a market. And there's a couple people all wreathed in cloth to protect them from the sun, and some are shaded more down below, but it just starts to spiral down and down. You see him like clinging to the side. He's like, don't slip.
These dwellings are all up against the walls of the craters.
Yeah, so there's a giant crater that cinches down, and there's enough of a plateau of stone rock that kind of go around and spiral down that they've just made huts and commerce like into it, and it just keeps going down and down and down.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna follow him. I am terrified. Yeah, I follow, and I hold on to everything.
Yeah, because the beginning part is really narrow and thin, so there's a chance that if you just slipped and fall, you go anyone's afraid of heights, this is freaking terrifying. But as you start to go down into the crater, you just see various members of Hearts Hollow just being like, hey, Klystron, what's going on? He's like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, how's that tourism business going? It's going, I'm just starting it, but may have a couple of prospects behind me, but we'll see. Like, okay, have a good one there. And it's just a very, a really nice little community they've built here.
Wow, they're so friendly.
Yeah, and then you go down and you see various makeshift buildings that are some are made of rock and stone, and some look like they're made from whatever materials that they could find nearby, probably through the northern wastes of ruins that have fallen down from the sky from all those years ago. You see, an equipment hut of some kind, like a ramshackled bench with just things kind of hanging in sheet metal from side to side. You can see sprawling through Hearts Hollow is a place that is called the Mosaic on it, a sloped pathway lined with colorful stones. You can see every person who's visiting the village or is going past this place is kind of being invited to come to the Mosaic, is being handed a stone to the path, kind of symbolizing the beautiful mark they leave on the community. You see another place with sort of bar stools jutted out from the sand rock, kind of around this island-looking tavern, this bar. It's called the Salt Lick on the top. And it's suspended over open air by a web of sturdy cords. And just various other really insane sort of contraptions that these people have just adapted to living in this massive crater. And as you spiral down more, just at the bottom here, guys, if you want to talk to old Nana. Many people still waving hi and hello, and it's just, this is a society that none of you have ever seen before. And you thought maybe some of you had seen some strange places.
Is everyone human? Do we see anyone non-human?
There is a good smattering of various people in here. There's some that are human, there's some that are elven, there are gnomes, there are dwarves. It's kind of a mishmash of various races all kind of living in this really heartwarming community.
Place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Insight check?
It want to insight check them all.
Felix,
Kinda talking
Is this
to-
Pleasantville or something?
Yeah.
not that creepy. Not as what's up, guys? You don't get a creep, but people are just genuinely.
They don't seem body snatched.
Yeah, genuinely just happy with what they have and are making do. For people that are in this area, they don't have a lot to work with, but regardless, they're making it work and they're living a happy little life.
They're making some cool stuff.
And especially in Hearts Hollow, you see a lot of little places established for trading. And being that this whole landmass is usually used to research and grab relics of a time long forgotten, that probably people here make good of exploring these wastes and finding really cool stuff. And maybe they don't understand what it does, but they know that it's important things that people are looking for. So you just see weird trinkets on the walls of some houses, some shackles and things, and there are things that don't look like normal things, but you're must have a use for something. Stuff that you see, Tango, just lights your eyes up as you're seeing all these random contraptions of brass and silver and bronze everywhere. You're I don't know what any of these things do, but oh man, the things I could do to them. Until eventually...
So many buttons!
You go to the most farthest part of the crater, and Felix, you hear Cadrock in your head being how can people be so happy living in a hole?
I don't know. I'm telling you, this place is weird.
It is weird, right? They're just stuck in a hole all day, all night, the sun beating down on them.
Crazy. Imagine possessing one of these people.
No.
I approach Felix and remind him again, you could talk to him in your own head.
It makes it feel real if I speak out loud. It's
but there's, the locals are starting to look at you, telling them something about getting possessed. I don't know.
I look at the nearest kind of maybe child walking by, hi, child, I got a ghost inside me. And I want to swap to Cadrock.
Boom!
Swaps back. High five myself. Be hi.
Oh boy.
So eventually you're led down the spiral walkway to the utmost center of this place that kind of peers off into as the rock wall on either side gets darker and darker. There's a wall sconce that Klystron picks up on the way down. It's like, it gets a little bit darker down here, so you're gonna need a little bit of light. Down, down, down they go as the pathway kind of goes from a spiral motion and kind of starts to turn into the left, going into the rock wall itself, into this sort of cave opening. Oh. You said you want to see Nana, right?
Nana's a humanoid, yeah?
Yeah.
How big?
Nana's not gonna eat us, yeah?
Oh, not if you're a meatball and spaghetti dish. That's her favorite.
How big is this cave?
It's like big.
Okay. It's not like a tiny little opening like
No.
size. It's like a big
It's
mouth.
Big.
Oh.
Like the opening behind you.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Oh.
Oh.
How far in must we go?
Oh, Nana's not that far in. It's just a few feet, you know. Sometimes the winds can blow up from the darkness below, and it gets a little cold. So Nana likes to go real deep in there to set a fire and keep a little heat for herself.
I look at this kid, and I'm looking at this opening of this cave, and I'm suddenly feeling like this might be a trap. So I don't know. I'd like to insight check if I
Sure.
can.
Insight
kid.
check.
It's not good. I need someone else to do this. 9.
9. Anyone else?
I'll do an insight.
I got an 18.
18.
My insight is a -2.
Mine's a +4, so.
I just made a strong guy.
I'm looking at Tyran and his donkey, because, like, is Donkey nervous? Because if he's not, maybe I'm not.
Some of the kids that are around the village are just like, oh, cool! Look at that miniature horse! Oh man, look, it's got all this cool armor on it and stuff. Oh, I didn't think those could live out here. How do they find one? Oh wow.
13.
13. I heard an 18. You're looking at Klystron, and there's just this doughy golden retriever eyes staring back at you. There ain't no light behind them. They're just like, let's go see Nana.
He's not real.
I don't trust stupid people.
Come on, don't be scared. Come on, it's just a little cave opening, and he just starts to walk it forward.
Okay. I'm gonna follow, but I'm looking back at everyone else.
I
with
am
worry
before I
in my
step
eyes.
before I step in. I am brandishing my rapier. I have my dagger of venom. I am very clearly just like at the ready kind of thing.
All right.
It ain't the first time we've been set up since we met.
Right?
What are you talking about? Come on.
Wayreth looks nervous, but not because of what lies inside the cave.
Okay.
I wish I could infer that, because I just look at you and think, oh, you must be nervous because of what's inside the cave, like I am.
Well, who do we all have to go inside there?
You know, deep breaths, buddy. You're just gonna imagine this guy. Imagine this guy. And then I'm slowly starting to push you, but like I'm as tall enough to like I'm probably pushing you on your butt.
Heels going.
Just like you just gotta picture the sky.
Okay.
It's lovely and bright out there.
Really wish I didn't give you my star map.
Yep. Regrets. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep I'm pushing him forward.
Okay.
He's just a little. He doesn't like tight spaces.
No.
Tyran just decides to lead the pack and follow right behind.
All right.
He's got his
I'm gonna-
he's got his hammer drawn though, ready to smash something if it comes
Just
out.
smash Nana.
Yeah.
Seeing,
Oh my god.
seeing,
Smash Nana. Smash it good. Not in the good way.
listen, Seeing Tyran like kind of take point, I'm gonna lag back a little bit and stay back there with Wayreth. And I put my hand on your shoulder as you're kind of coming through and, a little bit visibly nervous. I understand why you'd be nervous. I mean, the last time we went into a place where we were told that we were going to be hosted well, it didn't work out so well for you, but don't worry, I'll stay closer to you this time. And if anything comes for your neck, I'll make sure to take care of it before it gets to you.
I appreciate that. I just don't like when I can't see the sky.
Oh, is that it? Oh, you're not that. Oh, I thought you were having flashbacks to what happened to you, like less than 24 hours ago, but apparently we'll get you.
You're over it.
No.
Yeah. Wow. So upon realizing that, Velzin kind of his demeanor sort of changes, and he looks at you probably for the first time with a kind of wow, impressed, because clearly you did get over getting killed. And it sort of looks at you and looks at Tango and finally realizes that these people were just killed and they're carrying on with their shit together. At least what looks like it's together. And finally sort of regards you with in a way that he hadn't before. He kind of pats you on the shoulder. We'll get you to, you'll see the sky soon enough. The sooner we get through this, get to Nana, we'll get you right on out.
Thank you. Yes, I don't want to be down here.
I cast Gust. Again, I cast Gust again, so you feel like there's a little wind, the sky is right there.
Oh, that helps. Okay, I can do this.
Nice.
Okay. So as you all start to make your way inside, the hitting of your boots against the rocks kind of echo into this cave system. And you go in for a few feet and you start to hear the flicker of a fire. Orange light kind of coming out into the darkness from the entrance. Hey, Nana! Hey, I got some people here that wanted to talk to you. Not creepy people this time, I swear. They seem pretty legit. You guys are legit, right? You're fine? Yeah, no, they're cool. They're cool people. They just wanted to ask you a couple things. I'm gonna be right here. I swear nothing will happen. I'll be here to protect you if anything goes down, all right? Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think any of them are human. I think there's a rabbit, there's someone with pointy ears, someone wearing a shrub, someone wearing a weird metal lizard on their head, someone who may or may not be kind of a bird thing. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. And someone who's short, stout, and shiny. And has a small horse. I don't know where they found it. It's real small, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, it's okay. Come in, guys. And as you go around the corner, you see that the little cave-way path opens up into this large open area. And you see that there are bits of furniture kind of hewn out from the stone of the cave wall itself. So there's a bookshelf that's kind of made look like it was chiseled out of the rock to form a bookcase. There's a little fireplace hearth burned into the rock as well, with some sort of chimney system that kind of goes up. There's logs of fire burning. There's a stone coffee table. There are stone chairs. They don't look terribly comfortable, but they do the job. And then sort of a dark path that goes past the fireplace, presumably maybe into a bedroom of some kind or something. But you just see this silhouette of somebody with their little feet up and this big shawl over their shriveled demeanor. This old, very wrinkly, veined hand over top of one of the armchairs of the stone furniture. Come in, don't be shy. It's been a while since old Nana's had visitors outside of Heart's Hollow.
I'm going to start to approach, looking back at my companions. Madam, I'm sorry, we were told that you may have had visitors more recently, and we're we're hoping that you could have helped us find where they might have gone.
You're not a part of them, are you?
We're not.
Good. Well, come sit down. Come all around.
I'll enter. I want to get a good look at Nana. What's she look like?
All right, so as you kind of come around the corner, looks like someone's grandma for all intents and purposes. Has long, flowing, sort of curly hair that's kind of mashed up on the sides. Is wearing some sort of like a hood shawl of sorts. Has like a very cozy sort of fur blanket on them. Has a bit of a gown dress that's a bit of thicker material in nature that kind of goes down past their chest, down past their waist, and it's this kind of dark green coloration with a bit of floral pattern that's been kind of stitched in with various threads of like purples and pinks and things like that. Has like makeshift little slippers on that looks like they were made from some sort of beast, perhaps like a bear or something like that. That was found nearby, although a bear in the northern waste seems a little odd, but they look really old as well. Like the leather's really worn in, the fur's like not as sort of has that white hue, like a lot of the fur's been like tuft out of it. But she's small as well. She's like below 5 feet. It has like large sort of sunken eyes, but very kind, piercing blue. Wears kind of a gold jewelry necklace that kind of comes down around their neck with like a bit of a claw of some kind that protrudes out of it. And like I said, like frail fingers, sort of veins, and a little bit of liver spots covering their hands and a bit on their neck and everything like that. Has some of the dark leathers that are adorned with a lot of people that live out here over their shawl. And they're like, yes, come in. What is it you'd like to know, dear?
Hey, Nana.
Yes.
Did you ever meet Ispin Greenshield? He is a traveler. He's been to lots of different places. You might recognize he's actually got a green shield.
Klystron? Yeah, Nana? Do I know, Ispin Greenshield? Oh, yeah, Nana, I've forgotten, but, he's one of the visitors that came here not that long ago.
Not that long ago? How long?
This year?
Yeah, it was just like a couple months ago, I think. Came here looking, for that, wanted to know something about Onyari. Remember that whole conversation?
Yeah.
Then you took him, you said, like, let's go talk at the Salt Lick upstairs, and then he was gone. You gotta remember talking to him. You talked to a lot of people at Salt Lick, though. You little drinky for Nana. Oh, yes, no, I remember Ispin. Yeah, we had a good chat, yes. Why?
What did he come here for?
He
came here looking for this place called Onyari?
Yes. He was asking questions about this old city that used to live amongst the clouds, you see. I don't know how well versed you are about the Northern Wastes and its ties to this really scary place called this event called the Cataclysm. But legend has it that there used to be a city in the clouds that was above parts of the Northern Wastes, and then through some series of events fell out of the sky, and that's why we have craters like the ones we're living in today that have impacted the Earth.
What hit here?
I don't know. None of it really stuck around. But whatever it was heavy. This is a very big hole.
Nana, did Greenshield talk to anybody else?
Not that I know of. It wasn't too long after that those very rude heathens in red leather came walking about, but also asking about Onyari and didn't they say something about City of Lost Names too? Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I had heard. Yeah, that's right. They wanted to know about City of Lost Names, too. Why is it so popular? Why do you guys want to keep whining about lost names? They're lost. But if they were good, they would belong to people. Did someone like Bort? Who's named Bort? That'd be a lost name for sure.
Yes, it would be. Nana, it's important for us to know whatever it was that you told both Ispin and this other group. We are trying to get to where they're going.
Hold on.
But hopefully before they get there.
Hang on a minute. Granny kind of looks around. I assume Velzin is kind of one-on-one talking with Granny, and you're all kind of like off to the side, not directly engaged. Felix.
Yeah.
That broken lance that you have starts to hum and vibrate.
Oh, heck. I pull it out. Be like, guys?
Klystron, could you leave us for a moment? Nana needs to chat with our new friends for a second. Won't be long. Just stay near the entrance. Okay, Nana, you want something from Salt Lick? Maybe like a little bit like a whiskey or anything like that? It calms your nerves. Oh, yeah, you guys want some too? Yeah? Drink?
Yeah. Does Salt Lake have health potions?
Oh, I think one of the people up top of the crater. I think one of them sells potions like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Go get like 20.
I think he wants money, but I can see how much they cost. I'll check into that for you. Anyone else good? No.
Pastries?
No, we don't got pastries. We don't got pastries here, unfortunately. You try to like raise up the stone table that's attached to the ground. Doesn't go anywhere. All right, I'll be back, guys. Don't worry, Nana. Have fun with your friends. Just blindly listens to Nana and just like heads out the door, or the opening of the cave. Hear his steps just getting quieter and quieter as he ascends up the crater. Nana gets up from the chair, walks slowly, shuffles over in front of the hearth, goes towards the hearth fireplace, gets out a fire poker nearby, starts to stoke it to make the flames get a bit bigger. What is it that you have there, my long-eared friend? Talking to Felix.
This isn't. It's not mine. It fell through the portal while we came in here because it was from this elf Sylvanesti thing, and it fell through the portal, and it's pointy.
Are you gonna tell old Nana why you're really doing here, or are we gonna keep up this facade?
Nana, we have knights with us.
The Knights of Salami.
Knights. Salamnia.
Tyran steps forward.
I remember the Knights of Salamnia. Much. I remember a time when your people were as clean as they could be. The Knights bring me no comfort here. The Knights are as desecrated as the one you chase. I'll ask you again. Why have you come here with that? Referring to the broken lance that Felix holds.
What is it?
This is the first time I'm seeing it. I don't know what it is.
It fell through the portal, and Tyran and I saw it, and apparently your dad really wanted it, and so I took it, and
Some kind of
he doesn't have it.
broken spear?
That's what I thought. I just thought it was cool.
In centuries past, there was a place, a land, called Istar, ruled by a powerful man, the king priest. This religious leader dreamed up of an earthly paradise, a pleasure city to reward those he deemed righteous. The king priest and his servants created a great flying island. He named this aerial city Onyari, the city without sin, claiming it would be a place where he and his worthiest and wealthiest subjects might cast off mortal weakness and live like the gods. But the king, priest, and his servants were loath to reveal how they created their paradise. And before it was too late, they realized the atrocity they had bestowed. And that, what you hold in your hand, was the catalyst for that city to fall and for my people go into hiding. You do not know the relic you possess, truly?
Truly.
Hair's honor.
I don't think any of us do, but I believe that we were meant to bring it here to you so that you could help us understand it. I assure you, we do not mean you any harm.
Also because you seem very, very intimidating.
We seek to, I kind of look back at Felix and as soon as he says intimidating, I steal a look over to Tyran, who is the truly intimidating one among us. We simply seek to make sure that what happened before hopefully doesn't happen again.
What you hold in your hand is a DragonLance. An ancient weapon used to defend these lands, but also take down those that would rob these powerful men of their power and slay beasts that no longer reside. That one right there belonged to a knight named Salamir.
As someone who's tried to be as studious with the histories as much as possible, would I know the history immediately upon
So,
hearing that name?
the only bit of history that you would know of Salamir, he was once a famous knight back, way back before the Cataclysm. And the legend of him is sparse. There's not much on him. But the tale that the knights tell is that he was a proud warrior of their ranks, had a hand in protecting an ancient city that dwelled in the clouds, and was responsible for defending it but couldn't. And this led to its downfall.
This isn't the same Salamir. Was it Sarlamir? We encountered the tomb in the other place, or no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
I just kind of reminded the group.
Salamir.
So, sorry to butt in. I feel like I'm not really part of this conversation, but we actually saw the ghost, perhaps, of Salamir in his tomb just only days ago, over in the city whose name I can't remember right now. Perhaps this is an omen for us to find his lance. Because if we were being honest, we were trying to, as Velzin said, stop another cataclysm from occurring, and also we've just found out that apparently there are dragon creatures that have returned to these lands and are burning down forests where the elves live.
Nana takes this in, pauses for a moment. So they've come back. Nana's voice drops one octave. The dragons that were banished all those years ago. The legions of Takhisis has returned. There are not many dragons left in these lands. The ones that are left behind are remnants from a land long forgotten. But there are some here for good and continue to fight to protect the lands of Kryn from those who would betray it. Smoke starts to come out from the hearth and starts to wreathe around Nana, starts to billow in this cavernous cave room, and suddenly the smoke billows out all over, and the fire leaving this light hue within the clouds as Nana's shadow starts to
Oh, there we go.
and starts to grow in epic large size. One wing flaps out in shadow, the other flaps out in shadow, and with a sudden whip of the wings, the smoke evaporates, and standing before you is a massive, ancient gold dragon.
Oh.
And this is where we're gonna take our break, everybody.
Wow.
That is so cool.
So
We're gonna
Will we be
die.
went on a little long there at the start of the half, my friends, but I wanted to get to that part. So yes, this will be our break, everyone who's watching at home. So we're gonna take like a little 10, 15-minute break here to stretch the legs, refill the drinks, and we will be right back very soon. Don't go anywhere.
When a statement must be made, it must be made loudly.
Sometimes it's the only way to face the darkness is to embrace the darkness.
Welcome back. Heroes! Yay!
That's us!
I am not a barbarian!
Settle down, settle down!
You do you, babe.
Kill a few people here and there in the name of don't kill me.
There's a little something else in there.
We've been through some stuff together. This is how we create
Peer
bonds.
pressure.
It's been the best part of my life.
I'm not going to the temple.
You start to vomit all over Arin.
No! He had a fling with a tiefling.
Maybe I should wear like a sneaky detective outfit. Are you sure I can't tempt you?
This.
That's not delightful, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fight and you guys are turning it into a sex thing, and that damage was trash.
And what is your 7th favorite drink?
Oh my god.
Friends solve puzzle together. Friends, our team. I'm good at killing things, and you guys are passable.
Hello! Oh, lovely wedding.
He is now engulfed in flames.
I think I got in a couple good hits.
Sentinels unconscious again!
Hello, Zap.
Whoa! Drop a 0. Estravel!
She is the devil.
Okay, so she's looking for a vessel, and that's...
Do not let that happen.
Focus fire!
You are so hungry. The familiar and unfamiliar faces of everyone you've ever killed. There is no justice here, only sickness. And I am the cure.
No.
Her eyes go black.
Oh no.
No, I'm down. Saving them is... That's it. That's all. That's all. That's everything.
Not ideal to have to kill your friends.
She repeats back words that you said to her once. When a statement must be made, it must be made loudly.
I've found people and I'm starting to feel like a real person again.
Because I have friends. I have friends now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for letting us take a little bit of a quick break there. We're jumping into things right away because we do not want to leave these players on this cliffhanger for much longer. So, wrapping things up, you went to the Northern Wastes. You met someone named Nana. Nana turned out to be an ancient gold dragon. Holy jeez! And we're diving back. So, as the billowing smoke comes out of the hearth, shadows of Nana start to grow large as wings sprout from her back. Neck becomes elongated, and the shining golden dragon is now before you as she bats the wings and all the smoke leaves this area. This is insane. This is not only the first time any of you have seen a dragon, but dragons in these lands have not been seen for thousands of years. So it's very, very off-putting, and none of you know whether to make a move or just in sheer awe of this being in front of you, this majestic creature. But as you stare there, looking at Nana, the wings begin to sort of billow the smoke around her as she begins to control this smoke and starts to create a scene laid out before you, much like the cataclysmic flames before presents you with imagery. As the booming voice of Nana comes through. During a conflict called the Third Dragon War, many generations before the Cataclysm, the hero Huma Dragonbane defeated Cassis and prevented her conquest of Kryn. When the Dragon Queen left the world, her wicked dragon servants went with her. To maintain the balance between good and evil, most of Kryn's metallic dragons agreed among themselves to retreat to hidden reaches of the world. Centuries passed, the king priest rose to power, creating the land of Istar, and amongst his kingdom chose to build his city on desecrated ground, a land where metallic dragons went to die. And it was through this graveyard that this king priest harnessed their energies and rose his city into the sky, a shining beacon for all of the mankind and people of Kryn to behold. The metallic dragons heard about this, coming out of hiding, chose to directly rage and go towards Istar in the city of Onyari. Hearing this, the Knights of Solamnia sent one of their bravest warriors, Salamir, to aid in the conflict, to hopefully quell both sides and have peace with one another. But when all was said and done, Salamir took up his DragonLance and slayed one of the metallic dragons, sending the dragon down into the rocks where all of their ancestors were laid before them. The metallic dragons would not let this stand, and a war broke out between Onyari and the metallic dragons, sending the city crashing into the ground. I have been around long since before the Cataclysm, and I chose to help the people of Hearts Hollow create a community that I could protect until one day some heroes may arrive to go against evil forces and rise up against Takhisis and any of her evil bane that may rise once more. Whispers had reached my ears of dragon-like humanoids roaming through parts of Ansalon. But dragons have not been seen for thousands of years, and if I ever made myself known, I would be hunted down like those of my ancients before me. What you hold in your hand, Harangon, is the powder that was used to light a flame of the city of Onyari. And you tell me now that this Lord Soth means to visit this city for his own gain. Do you have any idea why he would want to go to this undead relic of a city?
We believe he is trying to cause another cataclysm.
We were told in the tomb that he's seeking a flame. It's Cataclysm 2.0. I suppose.
Cataclysmic fire. Please.
Yeah, you wanted some kind of flame.
You seek to stop Lord Soth and end these plans?
We do.
Yes.
That is right.
We have no time. Big, massive dragon print lands in the stone as bits of the wall starts to shake a little bit, and bits of sand and dust fall away as a stone gateway starts to jut out from Nana's hut, similar to the lunar moon one that you saw earlier in the canyons. This is a direct gateway to the city of Onyari. If you truly choose to stop this entity at whatever they have planned, if another cataclysm is upon us, this is the fastest route to it. I don't know what the Soth has in mind. I don't know if they're in league with allies of the old Takhisis or the dragon armies that she once possessed. But if that is true, you're gonna need a weapon that will aid you in this fight. Another foot cramps down on the ground as the walls begin to rattle and dust falls onto you. And more sand and rock starts to melt away as a symbol of Paladine shines through on the wall. Hand it, Aragon. Takes it with little pincers of their hand, of the dragon hand. Goes over to the Paladine iconography on that wall. And you see Nana push it against the iconography. You start to see the brass hue designs around it start to glow once more. Etches of dragons along the side and language from a time long forgotten start to glow. A voice booms inside of Nana's hut as the iconography of Paladine starts to grow and starts to become bright. This radiant light starts to shine in all around you. This deep voice enters into all of your minds. The last to wield this weapon was unworthy. His failure was a step along the path to world's destruction. But this new age needs a new hope. Use this weapon to defend the destiny mortals have chosen. Banish the shadow of the Dragon Queen with the light of this most sacred weapon. With the blessing of the gods, ye champions, reclaim the DragonLance. And the middle part of the lance starts to form as as what was once broken now is made whole, as the entire rest of the lance shine in radiant light and becomes whole. Connection to Paladine severed. Nana places it back towards you all. Who will take up the lance?
The last to wield this lance was deemed unworthy.
Yes, Salamir.
Because they turned on you.
They did.
If whatever we saw of Salamir, whatever was left of him in that crypt, is any indication, then he has been living, existing in torment over their failure, their regret. Hopefully we'll get this right this time, as the gods and the dragons seem to be working together with us mortals to stop the Dragon Queen.
You do not know the wrath and ruin she laid upon these lands. Thousands and thousands of years ago, multiple wars, fire and ruin laid these lands. It took all of Kryn to banish her back into the depths of Avernus itself.
Perhaps if it took all of Kryn to banish this one, then perhaps this lance would need more than one wielder. I say, though one of us holds it, we all vow to work together to make sure it pierces the correct foe.
And I'll look at this gold dragon, and we should all vow as well that if one of us turns their back on this task like Salamir did before us, that we will do with that person exactly what should have been done with Salamir back then. Nothing will stop us from saving this world and honoring your requests. Not even each other. I don't take the lance, but I stand by Strigid.
I step up next to them too.
I'll shakily walk up and stand next to Tango.
I kind of whisper to Cadrock, are we doing this?
It's your hand, 50-50.
Together then?
Never thought I'd be a hero in all my time, but if I was a hero once, maybe I could be again.
If we both be a hero, that just makes us a half hero each. So we can still be this.
Yeah. Like we're still holding on to what we, but just like it's like a little bit of a toe in, a little bit of toe. Yes, I like this. Okay, good.
I like that.
One hand of Felix's goes
Felix
on the
steps up.
lance. The other hand goes on the other part as part of the spirit kind of jettisons out of your face for a moment, revealing one half of the Haragon, the other half of Cadrock. The spectral arm lines your left hand as the Haragon puts out their right hand with all of your hands on the lance, decreeing this vow.
Tyran.
Tyran walks forward and says, by the oath that I take with Kiri Jolith, this is a vow that will not be broken by the steel of my hammer. We will do this for you, and we will not fail.
And so it is said.
It is done. Another foot hits onto the ground as you see that gate starts to wind forth with more of that arcane blue energy. This will take you as close to the city of Onyari as you can get. On the outer limits of the canyon, there is a cave opening. Go into it. There will be a person there waiting for you. Their name is Demolin. They are an ancient, red-robed mage of a time before the Cataclysm, and my only connection to the dwellings in the city of Onyari. They will help you get through these cave systems and into the city undetected.
Another cave?
I will be close by should the worst happen. I will wait for your signal. I'm sure whatever's about to happen takes place. It will be big enough for me to notice.
Do we have to go now, or can we wait till the boy gets back with? I wanted the health potions.
Wayreth accidentally just grabs the DragonLance and runs to the portal.
As you're doing that, you run forward. Klystron finally comes down. Clink, clink, clink. Oh, hey, yo, I got some potions for you. I got a couple.
I zip to him, grab everything he has, as many I can carry, and jump into the portal.
He had about like 4 on him. Some big, some small. As you grab them on. Oh! Nana? Looks up as you all, one at a time, bam, into the portal. Once again.
Before I leave, I do want to like put my hand on Klystron's shoulder and be like, you know, you might be a little more like me than I thought. Half of this and half of that. It's not a bad thing. Good luck. And I leave.
Wait, no, you mean I'm con? And it just like cuts off as immediately as you head through the portal. Once again, you feel your body stretching from end to end, cheeks flapping all over. One at a time, lightning speed. You feel yourself hitting this rock ground once more. This sharp whistling wind pierces your ear as one at a time you open up your eyes. You found yourself at a very tall part of a rock cliff, sort of maybe like 80 feet up. And you look to your right and you see that cave opening. But as you look before you, you see something truly terrifying. As in front of this canyon opening into what you presume to be the city of Onyari, red tents line this land as far as the eye can see. various flags waved in the air with iconography that you don't recognize, gleamed in black ink. Various soldiers and winged creatures hunched over, almost like humanoid dragons, roaming around with humans and other people in red leathered armor. To what you can only surmise is the encampment of the Red Dragon armies. They are here. You are far away from this activity, being landed on a bit of a cliff face with a bit of an awning over, just looking down into this vast land of all these encampments in front of you.
I just, at everyone, motioning back towards the wall, away from the edge.
That's a big army.
It seems we should either sneak through, or we could call for reinforcements.
Or
we have
create a distraction and go the opposite way.
Is
also good.
Is this the? Are we next? You said we're next to the.
So yeah, you're up high on a sort of rock ridge on the wall, and there is a cave opening behind you. Presumably, this is the cave opening that Nana told you about.
Oh.
And then you look down like 80 feet, and there's just a sprawling campsite of all of these dragon army warriors.
We're supposed to go in the cave?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
I think,
Someone is to meet us.
I think we should go in and not waste any time. We don't want to be spotted.
I agree.
Okay. So I can't light it on fire?
No.
No. That will give away any position. We are completely surrounded.
Was that you, or was that... Who said that? Which one of you two?
It's totally Cadrock. Oh my gosh. Crazy.
If they only knew.
I'm gonna... I am following Tyran. If Tyran is heading towards the cave, I'm gonna carefully follow behind.
Before that happens, I want to quickly just ask Velzin, do you think we should alert the elves as to where we're going? And do you think I should alert Becklin and Wyham?
I think we should. We should let them know what this is, so that they can prepare, especially Becklin. Well, all of them. I'll step back, and I'll use the sending stone to reach out to my father.
Okay, so you reach out to your father first?
Yeah.
All right. Activate that rune on it, the elven rune. Feel a connection. Hello?
Dad, shh, quiet. Just listen to what I have to say. We're on the other side. We're making progress. We have a weapon, the DragonLance. But the army of the Red Dragon is here, and they have been assembling and ready. They're many steps ahead of us. You need to gather your forces and be ready, because a war is coming. And then I shut it off.
Just before you say that, my son. Cut him off.
There's no time for that.
Okay. Did you want to contact Becklin next?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. Same thing.
Activate the stone.
Feel that connection take hold. Hello? Yes?
It's Strigid. We are very close to our goal here, but you should probably mobilize your troops, any that are still loyal to the cause. We found a large army here outside, Onyari. The gates to Onyari apparently exist on the outer limits of this canyon. I guess I just try to describe character where we
You're
are
pretty much at,
in terms of
sort of the opening into the city. You're in another sort of canyon opening. There's a rock wall here, a rock wall there, a very big opening that leads into the main part of the city. And that's where they're all camped out at this moment.
Yeah, as soon as you approach the area, you'll see a huge camp of,
do you need
dragon-like humanoids and a red army, so be ready to fight.
If they're in camped down the city of Onyari. They're probably inside then, no?
Not yet. We're gonna head there first. I don't know why they haven't moved yet, but
Do you need a distraction?
I'm sure they will.
Do you need us to take arms? You have the teleportation circle from Nguyen. If you need an opening, if you need someone to take armies out of that city, we can come there. We can easily get back to the teleportation circle. Just give us the word.
right now they don't know we're here. So when they are alerted of where we are, we'll do that thing.
I'll gather the troops, as many as I can. We're here for your aid when you need us.
Be ready. And if you see a giant gold dragon, please don't attack it. That's one of the good ones. Long story, don't have time for it. See you later.
Oh wait, a
Hang
god!
up.
And then again, just cut off before he could say anything else. And the rest of you start to go into yet another very... Yeah, I know. Another cave system away from the light and the openness around you. One at a time, led by Tyran, as you go inside.
Wayreth in the back took some time, a few breaths outside, and just stared at the sky.
This could be fine. Everything could be fine. And you take those last few breaths before going in another very small enclosed space. You begin to enter. The light leaving behind you, the sounds of marching and various guttural noises become muffled and leave your purview. As you slowly enter into the darkness, those of you who have dark vision or wall sconces able to light them to light your way. You start to notice this change start to happen. Similar to kind of Nana's hut, although a bit more elevated. The naturalistic formation of these caves start to change into what seems like old ruins of commerce. Old tables are flipped over. You walk through various rooms that looked like at one point one was kind of a tavern, one might have been a study of some kind. This could be slowly connected to the city of Onyari, you're not too sure. You see various dragon-like epitaphs in the wall. And as you go through halls, you can just see spirits roaming around. And Cadrock inside Felix goes, "Oh, don't worry about them. They're not as smart as me. They're kind of just roaming around. They don't really know where to go."
Is that what ghosts without a body do? They just roam?
Some have various levels of smarts, let's say. I'm cursed, so I'm kind of a ghost, but I got a little bit more going on than just a little spirit that's wandering around because I had a sad ending. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so these guys had normal endings.
No, sad ending. Any spirit just be wandering around like this aimlessly, met a tragic end, and they can't move on.
Oh. How do you kill a ghost?
I'm not gonna tell you. And just like as you just like keep wandering forward. So like that was the story that Nana told you, that Onyari was built upon a graveyard of dragons. Some of their spirits seemingly are still roaming around. And as you sort of walk through these rooms of the past, you pass a wine cellar, fallen shop, various hallways. You then come to what looks like a living chamber of sorts. An old, very old makeshift bed, but the sheets and the pillow look not discarded. They look a bit like they've been used, like someone's been here recently. This eerie quiet kind of takes hold as you kind of look around. You're not sure what to expect. So many surprises have been popping at you at every turn in this adventure of yours.
Hello?
Who wanders through my halls?
Wait. I'm Wayreth.
Heroes of Kryn.
Name's Belkin.
You're not the first visitors my fallen city has seen in recent days. The world that forgot us has been flocking here to the paradise of Istar. I fear that although my home has suddenly been remembered, its lessons have not.
We just safe passage would be our request. We're just heading on through. Sounds great. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Cool. Cool.
Nezra sent you?
Who are we looking for? They said an ancient... I was scared shitless, but...
Are you... I'll step forward as you say that. We are to meet Demolin. Is that you?
This figure literally apparates from the stone wall.
I can
Floats
do that.
out. And this figure, draped in old rouge-colored robes, various bones and skeletal necklaces rain down across their neck and around their chest, as you see these old tattered red materials sort of being cinched into some sort of bone ring that pull in all directions, some coming up top, some coming down below. This dark leather drape falls down from the center circle, and some dark colorations mixed in with pouches and various teeth and claws and everything fall down their sides. These old, very elongated white fingers jut out from their sleeves. You don't see a face, but a mask that's being worn, almost like a skull, Day of the Dead kind of formation that signifies like teeth and a bone nose, large openings where the eyes can see through, and you can see the ancient white alabaster skin of this person coming forth. If you seek Demolin, High Wizard of Onyari, here I am.
Ooh. We were told that you would aid us.
You are not with these red foes, not if you came from Nezra. What?
We are not.
No,
What do you hope to achieve going into Onyari?
I point to the lance in Wayreth's hands.
The key that fell a city. And they lift their fingers as the lance just floats in the air as he wafts it over to him. He just spins it around. The DragonLance. How far that night fell. Perhaps you can give it new purpose and bring it out of the realms of disgrace.
Yes, we said we would prevent Soth from bringing about another cataclysm.
Or die trying.
that was our oath.
Soth, you say? Another fallen knight of old. Seeking vengeance on the lands that took his life and his love from him. I'm familiar with these tales. You believe he is the one leading the charge into the city?
I mean,
It appears to be so.
a charge. There seems to be several.
We know he's involved because we have his mouthpiece inside me.
Reaches this hand out. You freeze for a moment, Felix, as he raises you off, your Haragong feet barely tapping the floor. Makes you float towards Demolin. If you do anything to stop our friends here from aiding their quest, I promise you, Daggard Keep will be the least of your worries, friend. I have traveled the underworld and surfed the waves of souls more times than you've been alive. Make sure they get to where they're going, will you? Thanks.
Cadrock, say something.
No!
Say something. I'm getting hard to breathe.
Cadrock's face comes out from your face, Felix. Okay, I promise, please let us go. Drops you on the ground. Now, you hope to go into the city of Onyari. I can tell you it is littered with those of the red-winged variety outside. But I know this city better than anyone. I was a part of the ritual that raised it in the first place. I was the mage that stood by the side of the king priest. His power and his arrogance took hold and made him choose a path that was unworthy of his rank and his stature. I have dedicated myself to wronging those choices, to righting those wrongs and those choices. If Nezra sent you here, you must be worthy. I fear that their plan may be to raise the city once more. How they are able to do this, I do not know. But I can tell you, if there was any location to investigate, it would be the threshold of heavens, near the center of the city. This is where the king priest would guide the city into the heavens. If there was any way of activating it once more, that is where they would gather.
If they were to achieve this and activate the city and raid it again, what happens next?
That I don't know. They continuously go in and out of buildings, raiding certain places, searching for something. I can only imagine that whatever this Soth wants, maybe he wants this as a base once more, to acclimatize more of his dragon army as a beacon before waging raw war on the rest of the world. I am powerful, but not enough to stop an entire army. But you seem to have a powerful mage on your side. Looks over to you, Strigid. Onyari isn't a place for novices. If you're going to continue, you should do so as a true mage. And lifts up the medallion off of your person as it floats there. I was a master of the Tower of High Sorcery in Istar. If you're ready to accept these powers that you have been avoiding and earn your robes, I can administer the test of High Sorcery and give you that power, should it be a destiny you wish to walk.
But what you are saying is that I must take this test to achieve the powers that I need to assist my team on their quest. Can you not just give me the powers? Show me the teachings. Why must I do a test?
This is what the lunar gods asked of us. If you wanted to ascend to a higher power, You need to trust something more than just yourself. This test has been administered for thousands and thousands of years. It is the only test we know to administer for you to align yourself with the moons of Kryn. But it is up to you. You do not have to walk down this path. You can leave it behind if you wish. But if you need more power, this is one route that I present to you.
Do it.
I look very purposely at Wayreth. I've had more than one person on this adventure telling me that I need to learn more. I've also witnessed members of this party suffering because they cling to the past. Look at Velzin. And I've decided I don't want to be like that anymore. I'll take your test. I'll gain the knowledge to save this world.
They reach for their skeletal mask, take it off as the red robe still sets upon their head. This ancient woman looks directly into your eyes. You are about to journey to a place some don't return from. Be wary of your surroundings. What happens in this place affects you. You are not unharmed where you are going. Pain is pain. Death is death. Whatever path you choose,
I accept.
choose wisely. And as you say you accept, the mask starts to spiral in the air. A bright white light flares in all of your faces, making everything unseeable. Strigid, as this white light shines upon you, you're not able to open them just yet. But suddenly, the silence around you starts to break as you hear the crackling of fire on wood. Heat begins to rise all around you. Muffled voices of terror echo around you. Suddenly, the immediacy of the environment takes hold. As you open your eyes, you're back in your forest, on fire. Members of the dragon army running rampant, people fleeing all around you, animals being gutted into the ground. A massive dragon of red hue flies ahead, burning the trees to asunder. You look around you, you start to see your party with you. Tyran, Felix, Wayreth, Tango, standing all around in awe. Felix kind of goes back a little bit as one of the branches singes their forearm, lit aflame. Ah! You see Felix's forearm start to bleed and get singed. This is real. This is happening right now. And as you look around for Velzin, you can't see him anywhere. Then you hear a muffled scream of pain and agony come from Velzin behind you. As you see Velzin laying on the ground with a massive broken branch through their rib cage off to the side, bleeding out, holding on. The dragon lands not that far away from you, burning all over. What do you do?
I run to Velzin, and I try to get him out of the path of the fire.
So I see destruction. Do I see other people getting attacked as well? Are there...
You see this is pure destruction everywhere. Like the damage has been done. People are just fleeing for their lives. People are erupting in flame. There's not much you can do in this situation. There's fire wreathed all around you. You are badly hurt and bleeding out.
Why are we here? Get us... Strigid, you're the only thing that can get us out of here. You gotta get us out of here. There's nothing for us to do here. Why are we here? We need to save ourselves. None of this here matters. This forest, these people, they don't matter. Get us out of here. Get us out of here now.
This is part of the test. Something about, I don't know. I've never done this before.
This isn't a test. Who cares?
Is it about
Who cares
survival?
about these people? Get us out.
I drag Velzin's body over to where Felix is. And if Felix is incapacitated, I'm just going to try to look in his bag for all the healing potions he stole earlier.
Yeah, so Felix isn't incapacitated. They just got burned and cut from a nearby brush fire, but they're still around.
Felix, fix Velzin. I'm going to deal with this.
Yep, you take Velzin and go. We'll take care of the dragon. Here, I'll take this one, because this one's mine. And take the bigger health potion. But you can have the rest.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay. I take the potion. I slam it into Velzin. Go.
All right.
So you get the potion. I want to start to put it into Velzin's gullet. Starts to drink it. Look at the wound. It's not healing. It's still open and bleeding out. You look down at Velzin and start to see those 3 moons etched around his chest. Felix offering for you to take Velzin and get out of here as he tries to go over to Tyran, Wayreth, and Tango, try to come up with a strategy for taking out this dragon.
Do I see Wayreth or Tango nearby as well?
Yep.
Are they unharmed?
They seem to be unharmed at the moment. There's people screaming and some are just running by them and everything's on fire. They're trying their best not to get singed. But you're seeing this massive ancient dragon just tearing this place all to shreds, burning with ash. You've never felt anything this powerful in your entire life. As Felix kind of runs off to gather Tyran and Wayreth, try to come up with a strategy, you get the feeling that if they go to face this thing, and you go to leave Velzin and to go away from this, they may not come back.
Instead of doing that, I go towards the dragon's path. And there's not much I can do, but I try to cast Realms Binding Ice.
Realms Binding Ice, okay, what does that do?
Okay, this is a cold energy that emanates from in a 30-foot cone. It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Against a 16.
Natural 1!
Incredible. Okay, so it takes 3d8 damage.
Okay. So,
5,
Strigid, you've
7,
left
8.
Velzin behind. You've kind of run forward towards the dragon as Felix and Tyran and everyone are kind of huddling together for a plan.
Yes. So the dragon takes 9 damage. Incredible. That was 3d8. And but it's also hindered by ice formations for 1 minute. So we have a minute of time, which is kind of a long time.
Yeah, so you go out and just make this sort of spiked ice wall as kind of a barricade against it. It's just firing all around. A bit of the flame hits against the ice wall and doesn't go completely all the way through, so you've bought yourself a little bit of time.
Tyran runs up to Strigid, looks up into her eyes. Strigid, you must take out this dragon. You have something with you that can help you. But these people, all these people around us, they do not deserve this fate. You must take out this dragon for the betterment of the realm.
We should help heal the
Do you mean
people,
to use-
Strigid. No! And Tango is, as she sees all of these people on fire and injured, and she's just using all of her healing magic to help all of the individual people that she sees falling to the ground, and she looks back to you, Strigid. The dragon, we can't stop it! Come and help these people!
Wayreth runs to Velzin and is trying to cure his wounds and just turns to Strigid.
Forget everything. We just have to leave.
These
I don't-
people don't matter, Strigid.
They're
Leave them.
children!
What would you like to do, Strigid?
It's very stressful. I tried my best to not interfere with other people, and yet here I am, being forced to save them. While the dragon is frozen for a minute, I use an action to shift, to turn into my owl form, which to me is my true form. I'm not half of anything. I'm fully just kind of feral. And I just turned to my group. If you want to leave, you can leave. We promised we'd stay together. But I won't let these people die. If I'm the only person who can destroy this thing, I'll either do it or I'll die trying. And the DragonLance, we promised to use it on Soth. I won't waste it here. And I just, instead of using magic, I just lunge at the dragon bound in ice, and I just want to use my barehanded talon attack on its face.
Okay.
Badass.
So after you say that, in your hybrid owl form, start to fly up, Velzin trying to get you to come back. No, don't go, no! And you fly up and you just barrel down into the eyes of this dragon. You just rocket forward as fast as you can, claws out, clinging on to your medallion as the various moons start to brighten. First the black, then the red, then the white, and sending these various energies from it, black lightning, red lightning, silvery moon lightning, that starts to coalesce your entire body, making you this multicolored torpedo of rock, lightning, energy, crystallized, going forward, almost in the imagery of a lance itself, into the dragon's heart. Massive pulse and explosion takes heed as you all dart down and get out of the debris that's falling all around you, as the top half of the dragon explodes in a cacophony of various pieces as they fall to the ground. And Strigid, you begin to fall, barely clinging to life. As you drift to the ground, what goes through your head before you are about to smack into the earth?
I think about the past, even though I said I wouldn't. But then I think about the future that the rest of my team will have now that I've defeated this.
You plummet as you feel your heartbeat beat 3 times. Silence. As you close your eyes, smack against the ground, black takes hold of your vision. You wake up, back in the cave system. Demlin takes back the mask, puts it on. For the rest of you, you've just been standing there for probably like a minute. Just saw the mask go from Demlin's face over to Strigid's face. It was just on there for like a minute, as Strigid stood perfectly still. The mask goes back to Demlin, And you come to Strigid. You look around as this hood begins to form around you. Tattered robes fall down amongst your owl humanoid visage in the formation of red. Well done, Strigid. Seems lunar gods have chosen for you the Order of the Red Robes. Fascinating.
I see. Is that a good thing? What does it mean?
The test determines your morality, and attuned with the moons above. You chose a path of righteousness and selflessness, thus tying you to the red-robed order. One delves in selfishness, in the more attuned to a personality of taking only what you want, forgetting what belongs to anybody else. And the Order of the White Robes is more of a neutrality, stepping your foot in both places, seeing where the dust lies before you make a decision. Seems that although you put off this cold exterior, when it comes down to it, you are always there on the path of good and will sacrifice yourself for others should it come to it. And in this, wearing this robe, Strigid, as you've attuned to the red moon of the 3 moons of Kryn, you feel this connection through an otherworldly place through it. And as the robes kind of fall down, you feel an ability that you didn't once have. As the cloak is able to transform you into another animal form. What that form is, we'll have to find out on the next session of DragonLance Shadow of War.
Nice.
Nice.
There we go, everyone. That was session 3. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope that, Strigid, I hope that didn't stress you out too much.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Thank you all for watching so much. We can't believe how much of an effect this project has had in the community. We love all the support out there for watching these awesome players tell their stories. If you're watching this live on Twitch, please stick around because we do have an extra episode waiting for you of Ready to Roll, Questline's flagship show. So stick around and stick around for that. But yeah, until then, everyone, come back next week for the finale of DragonLance Shadow of War and our last episode. So thank you all so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Hammer.